starting out with that kind of day. Fucking up already. Okay. Yeah. Gosh, I love that. Love him so much. Little baby hippo. Why? Why are you doing this to me? Okay. Having that kind of day. But to face, listen, I'm trying here. How dare you be 1 minute late? I wasn't. I wasn't. Eek. Eek. Is that just the face you're making because I put my frame back? Is that why I'm getting looked at like that? Is it because I put my frame back? Listen, I like my frame. Okay. Let me get myself together here. Why is this not... Oh, things down. Okay, how come I can do that, but my other ones don't come through? This, yes, should be working, but it doesn't. All right, we'll put that one back on then. It's fine. That one always works. Have to figure that out later. Hi, Cap. Good morning. All right. We can get everyone's live stream.
Oh my god, I have crabs.
Thank you, Peter, for the crabs. Everyone's live is tripping. Well, this is also just me, I think. No, I was trying something with a chat overlay on Twitch, and I just don't think it's working. But on that note, it's fine. We can get ourselves started. We'll start out with some music here over on TikTok and get our day going. Okay, is that muted? No, that wasn't muted. See, I'm just not on it today. That's just how we're going to start the day. Okay. Giant crabs. No, I know. That one's TikTok, Brother Mod. I was trying to do the Stream Ninja one so that would be all the chats, and that one just wasn't showing up. I don't know why. Look, I can show you. Watch, I'll turn that one off. That's the message I triggered, but it's not showing up anything else. And I don't know why. I was all crying. Listen. Yeah, tap it. Jolene, 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 Jolene. Please don't take him just because you can. Support Trump because why would I want to be a commie loser? You just want to be a Trump capitalistic loser? Okay, good for you. What's that frustrated face, Brother Mod? It's fine. It's not that big a deal. It's annoying, but it's not that big a deal. TikTok doesn't do for good implementation. Like I could do Streamlabs and that would do Twitch and YouTube chats, but I want crabs. I got them once already today, Ack. A commie calling me a loser for winning in capitalism. I'm not a commie. I'm like my group's commie, but I'm not like a commie. All right, I'm a realistic commie. Anyway, good morning to all of you, regardless of what woke time zone you're in. I appreciate you guys being here on this. It's Wednesday. Wednesday. Happy hump day. I don't think that's how that works, babe. I don't think you can fix that, babe. Welcome in. I hope you all are having a wonderful start to your day. Let's get to it, shall we? If you're watching over here on TikTok, if you could start tapping that screen for me, please, that would be wonderful, fantastic, amazing. I brought your like bar back only because it fits down here now because I brought my frame back. So, Monty Lisa, I don't know, I can't remember who said that yesterday, but it was my favorite thing and it made me want my frame back even more. So, Monty Lisa is back. I'm back inside of my frame. I wanted it back, so I appreciate you guys. If you start a tap-in. I know TikTok is not registering them the same way that they were, but just try and work on it. Try and tap it. I appreciate it so very much. Thank you, Robbie. I appreciate you for picking me over, man. It means a lot to me. If you are over here on TikTok as well as tapping, let's start sharing the live out because we know how TikTok gets about especially reposting once I start playing stories and videos. So if we could repost it, add it to your story, share it to like 5 of your friends. Let's start getting those shares up and make sure that we're pushing ourselves out over onto that algorithm over there into the TikTok universe. I would appreciate it so very much. Do your daily heart me. Is there a password that opens up the picture like a door? Yes. Amazing. Just with my voice. Okay, do your daily heart me if you have not done so. That's that little heart next to my profile picture up there. Guys, that gives you access to stickers in the chat when you do it. And also, again, helps boost us. You get your fan points. Collect all of your fan points. So that's send your daily heart me like that. Comment, send the community gift, send a Go Popular. Just rack up all of those fan points over here on this platform. I would appreciate it. We have the little roses goal that I always have every single day to start. Let's make sure that we are getting that accomplished, as well as my gift gallery. If you click on my little profile picture, it says C3 gift gallery. We're getting to the bigger gifts, and I know that we are, but as the week goes on, it's hump day. Let's try and get those goals accomplished if we can. If you can knock out a gift goal in my gift gallery, it means so much to me. Money, least, duh. Thank you. I'd appreciate it so much. All right, if you're watching over on YouTube, hit that thumbs up button for me. Again, just helps push us out onto the algorithm over there on YouTube. Just remember, I need to fix that. I need to fix that. That's moved. No. It helps push us out onto the algorithm over there on YouTube. I do go into this looking to have conversations, but it's pretty much not a necessity at this point because honestly, if you are still supporting Trump at this point, you just don't live in the same reality as I do, although I'm willing to have a civil conversation with you, but as soon as you make a claim, a positive claim, I'm going to ask you to source that claim, and you guys tend to get really frustrated with that, so I don't get a lot of callers, but it is still open. The call line is still there, which I will open up in just a minute. It's there for you. You can subscribe. You can become a member. You can send jewels, and you can send super chats. In case the chat is going by too fast and you have something you would really like to say to me, sending a super chat ensures that it gets read, okay? I try to make sure I put them on the screen. Sometimes that part I forget, but I always read the super chat. So thank you for your support. If you're watching on Twitch, hello, my lovelies, and good morning. I appreciate being here. If you are not following me, please follow me. I would appreciate it. You can also subscribe. If you pay for Prime, Jeff Bezos gives you 1 free Prime sub a month. Why not use it for moi? Gives you access to emotes in the chat that are similar to the stickers that we have over here on TikTok. You can also send bits over there. And of course, we have my 150 goal that we have every single day, guys. This is my job. This is what I do for a living. This is how I pay my bills. It makes MAGA very mad when you guys crowdfund with socialism and communism to help me pay my bills, but we pay for women's labor on this app. There it is right there, begging on live. Yes, I am. So it's $50 an hour for my services here today, and I am on for 3 hours. So let's start working on that. You can dollar train, $2 train, $5 train to the Cash App, Venmo, PayPal on the link tree in in my bio. If you're over here on YouTube, it's listed right up here. If you're on Twitch, it's listed over there in that corner. Let's start working on that. Again, pay for women's labor. We crowdfund for it here. We did not quite hit the goal yesterday. We still had 60 left in the goal yesterday. So let's try and knock it out today. That would be wonderful. I would appreciate it. Thank you so much. I guess let's get ourselves started, shall we? Hydrate. I'll just enjoy the free content you're giving. Cool, you can enjoy it. It is free, and it always will be. It's free, but I'm just saying, you should probably pay for the labor that you have. Okay, so let's get started. Where do I want to start is always the question. It's always the question. Should I start here? Sure. Let's start with Darlene Graham. So, Darlene Graham did win her primary in South Carolina yesterday. What I have to say to that is that I never want to hear anyone say that Kamala Harris was not qualified ever again. Ever again. If you support Darlene Graham. If you support Darlene Graham and you support Trump's endorsement of Darlene Graham, I never want to hear anyone say Kamala Harris was unqualified ever again. Cool. Glad we got that clear. But she decided to take her unqualified self, who won her primary against Ralph Norman. Again, remember, that means she goes to November against the Democrat. She just won against another Republican. And this was part of her victory speech. Let me unmute it so that you guys will be able to hear it. Did I move that up? I didn't. I did not. Hold on 1 second. I'm trying to fix something real quick. Yeah. Okay. There, that's done. That's unmuted. That's ready to go. Let's go, Darlene Graham.
No person in South Carolina has pushed harder for the absolutely terrible idea of turning confused little boys into little girls and vice versa than Annie Andrews.
Fisher, what do you want me to prove?
Gun control, government-run health care, abortion until the moment of birth, bad idea after bad idea. Annie Andrews backs them all. I have a different background and vision for our state.
Yeah, her vision is, her background is not shit. Is not shit politically. That's her background. Her background is absolutely fucking nothing politically. Cool.
I'm a hard worker with a servant's heart. I grew up in the back of a bar and liquor store in one room in central South Carolina.
Exactly where you want your children to have to grow up, is in the back of a bar. Yep, that's where you want your children to grow up, the back of a bar. Okay, let's continue about her plan for the country and what she grew up with.
My parents worked long, hard hours to make ends meet. We didn't take vacations. If they were sick, they had to get up and go to work because the doors weren't open, we weren't making money.
Oh, it's almost like our system of capitalism that we have is so exploitative and oppressive that you have to go to work even when you're fucking sick and endanger yourself and the health of your coworkers. Because if you don't get paid, so you don't eat. Wow, it's almost like what Annie Andrews is fighting for is the ability for you to still be able to afford food and your bills and have a job, but not have to go in sick. It's almost like you just ran into the point, Darlene. And Darlene, 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 Darlene. You damn idiot. So, like, you literally proved the fucking point. Her vision's bad. My parents had to work even when they were sick because the doors don't stop. Like, if the doors are closed, the money's not flowing in. Yeah, I know. She poured herself a cup of ambition. You know?
My mother passed away when I was 11 and my father just over a year later. For the past 30 years, I've worked hard for the people of South Carolina, and for the past 7 years, I've led a state agency. And I understand the struggles faced in South.
It's called being an adult. You can be an adult knick-knack and work, have a full-time job, but when you're sick, be able to take days off and also still afford life. That's what should be the American dream. Why are you guys so fine with what is what ought to be? Why don't you actually strive for better? I would like it that you could have a job where you work 40 hours a week, but on the days you're sick, missing that one day of work doesn't put you out on the fucking street or not be able to feed your kids. I think that would be a good idea.
Carolina families, because I face them too.
Like, yeah, but like, what if capitalism just shit on me instead and I just took it in my mouth every day? Like, what if I just did that though, Monica? Like, what if I just did that? Cool. So we started out with that. Now that we are all up in here, let's get you mad again. Donald Trump took his ball and went home, I guess. This is the dumbest shit I've ever heard in my life, and it's a lot of shit. Gimme, just waiting on someone to give you something. I literally said, work a 40-hour work week. However, on the days you're sick, missing that day of work or 2 days of work should not put you in the poorhouse. Are you okay? I've talked to Knick-Knack. They're unwell. It doesn't matter. I don't need to, Soros. All right. Trump administration says it might demolish the Kennedy Center if court blocks renovations. Donald Trump is having a hissy fit because he put his name on the Kennedy Center. She wasn't allowed to do without congressional approval because the Congress is what established the Kennedy Center. They're in charge of it. There's a board who can make decisions, but there's certain decisions they have to go through Congress for. Okay? That's one of them. He put his name up there anyway. They sued. A group sued, not Congress, but a group sued. The judge said that has to be taken down. He finally, after fight after fight after fight, took his name down, but has had a tarp up ever since because he doesn't want to see. He doesn't want you to see the fact he had to take his name down. So now they're saying, well, we'll do it a different way and we'll inscribe it into the stone. And the judge is like, no, I literally said you can't put your fucking name on it. And, instead of listening to that, now Trump is like, fine, if I can't have my name on it, we'll just destroy it instead. The Trump administration is, for the first time, threatening the demolition of the Kennedy Center if the arts institution isn't allowed to follow its plans for the site, including adding President Donald Trump's name to the front of the building. Without those efforts, the center will deteriorate further into an unsafe, decrepit structure that will be required to be taken down, with a determination to follow on what to build on the site, such as a large outdoor amphitheater overlooking the Potomac River that has been proposed by some for many years. Justice Department Attorney Brantley T. Mayers wrote in a court filing on Monday. Listen, you want to update it and renovate it? Fine. You've already lost so much business in the Kennedy Center that's the reason it's deteriorating, because everybody said fuck you and pulled out. Your name being on it or not being on it doesn't degrade the Kennedy Center. This is just a giant man-child having a temper tantrum. That is what this is. The filing notes that any potential outdoor amphitheater would fail to adequately honor President John F. Kennedy, but would be simpler and more economical to build, operate, and maintain. The DOJ attorneys called the Kennedy Center structurally unsound, fundamentally unsafe, and embarrassing to the nation's capital. They said the center's board, which is handpicked by self-appointed chairman Trump, recognizes that President Trump's efforts and prestige provide the sole hope for the center's financial survival and structural renewal. People are dying, Kim. The board also underscores, and the undisputed evidence demonstrates, that without the prominent recognition of the Trump administration and the President Trump's efforts, the donors will not contribute, and the center will continue to be in a financial and structural death spiral. The Trump administration and President Donald J. Trump should therefore be given the respect and dignity of acknowledgement, the filing says. That's their defense of the name, which is interesting because it's it's actually him appointing himself as chairman. It's him trying to put his name on everything that has people pulling out of the Kennedy Center. So that's wild. It notes that Trump obtained $258 million in funding from Congress for Capitol restoration and has marshaled a new donor base to finance an endowment for the center, but does not say what has happened to that money. The filing makes a dramatic twist in the months-long saga to renovate the historic arts institution, which has faced multiple legal challenges and criticism from Democrats, musicians, and members of the Kennedy family. This language is a shift from what Kennedy Center Executive Director Matt Floca has used in recent months to describe what the board has said are necessary renovations. Floca has said the renovations would include a total replacement of stage lifts and rigging systems and wide-ranging electrical work and leak prevention that could be completed within 2 years if the facility was shut down during the renovations. He said in a court filing earlier this year that the exterior of the center's main building will not be materially affected, and the planned construction, renovation, and renewal efforts will not tear down the center to its structural steel. That was what they promised in their original filings. Interesting that it's changed now. A spokesperson for the center said Tuesday that the language in the filing describes a hypothetical scenario of what could happen if the center's desperately needed renovation is blocked by partisan interest. A center official had previously said the facility would not be gutted. You're not going to be able to stand in Georgetown and look over the river and see through the building, the official told reporters during a tour of the facility in April. That's not going to happen. Mayor's filing Monday suggested only Trump and his people could save the arts institution. The administration has committed an enormous amount of time and energy in planning for the forthcoming renovation and restoration of this building, a task which President Trump, given his unrivaled expertise and experience in real estate and construction, in lawsuits, and prominence as president, is uniquely qualified to accomplish. Mayors wrote Monday in opposition to a motion from Representative Joyce Beatty of Ohio to block the administration from closing the center completely. Even Beatty should prefer a healthy, restored center to a decaying hulk that is doomed to inevitable destruction or collapse. The court should allow the board and President Trump to bring the center back to a level of greatness far higher than it has ever had before. This would be the fitting tribute that President Kennedy so well deserves. How come your lawyer is now disagreeing with yourself? Because you guys said you weren't going to do this. So, I gotta, my gosh, with these. Beatty has claimed the closure decision was rushed and that board members weren't presented with enough information about various scenarios before having to vote on it. The congresswoman did not immediately respond to a request for comment about the DOJ filing. I really don't care because that's going to be the courts. There is a hearing scheduled on the planned name change and closure in D.C. on Thursday afternoon. The judge said in his earlier decision that only Congress has the power to rename the site. I don't see that changing. But Donald Trump instead is going to, I'm taking my ball and I'm going home. If I can't have my name on things, I'll just destroy the whole goddamn building. Wild. I don't know why you guys are talking to Nick Nack. They really are not smart at all. Just letting you. W's to DF25 for the 10, getting us started this morning. Thank you. You said, love you, Monty. Love you too, DF25. Thank you so much for your support. Raina, thank you so much for the $2 for being poor. Being poor is extremely expensive in the USA. That is absolutely true. Being poor is a very, very expensive thing. Thank you, Raina, for the $2 train. Choo-choo. Appreciate you, W. And also, thank you, I will. Also, thank you, Omi Oh My, for the 20. You said, fave quote from Courtney, because of course to Kim, I see why Chris hates you. It's because you're a bitch. Listen, I don't know that Courtney actually likes her other sisters, to be honest. I'm going to be honest about that. But since we apparently need a mute PSA because of Nick Nack, I'll give that to you. While I do math.
Do you want someone muted in the chat? Is there someone spamming, making disingenuous arguments, displaying bot behavior, or maybe none of the above, and they're just a dumb bitch? Well, you can keep them muted for as little as $2 a day, $7 a week, or $25 a month. And remember, while you may contribute to their degradation kink,
I don't think you've given
side
any,
eyes at
but
you,
sure.
Ruben, we don't kink shame, but it is perfectly acceptable to kink ask why. Additionally, we offer that if there is a guest you would like to drop for any reason at all, you can get rid of them for the entire day for as little as $10. And if there's somebody you would like to get rid of forever and never see again in this stream, you can have them banned for as little as $50. Pay links in the bio.
Bye, Knick-Knack. W. Raina for the mute. Bye, Knick-Knack. All right, continuing on, I just have a hodgepodge of news and clips and things. Newsmax goes on to cite a Reuters poll in regards to approval of the war in Iran. Newsflash, it's not getting any better. And they ask Representative Perry about how this might affect the midterms because you're going to get slaughtered in the House, at least. As Lanati points out, I will say it today, outright and clear, so that you guys, you're still going to do it, but so that you guys can't, in November, my stance, Monica, personal stance, is that we will most likely not win the Senate. If we do, it will be with such a slim majority that it's still going to be a pain in the ass, and there's still going to have to be bipartisan talks and pieces of legislation put out there in order for stuff to get done. However, I think the House is going to be a slaughter, and that's something that you guys are going to have to deal with. Thank you, Lanati. I'm putting that out into the universe so that I can clip it for myself later, because I know that after November, if and when we do not win the Senate or we win it with the slim majority, you guys are going to be like, where was the blue wave in the Senate? I never said that. So let's just make sure we're talking about the right person. Okay, anyway, war in Iran affecting the midterms.
And right now, it seems the American people are worried more about their own gas prices and trips to the grocery store. A new poll from Reuters showing that approval for the war has fallen to its lowest level since the conflict's early days at just 31%. Are you concerned about this hurting Republicans in the midterms at all? I know Pennsylvania has some very close races, and the GOP has a razor-thin majority.
Yeah, look, nobody likes being at war. Unfortunately, you can't get your enemies to stop being your enemies. The Iranian.
You can. You can with diplomatic talks. Like, you literally can. Are we allies with Germany now? Or are they just are always our enemy forever? Are we allies with Japan now? Or are they just always our enemy forever? Are we allies with the UK now? Or are they always just our oppressive overthrowers for forever that we overthrew? Always. Okay, just forever. Okay, so your enemies aren't always your enemies. You can diplomatically have talks and make them not your enemy anymore? Wow, what a concept. Anyway.
Regime started this 47 years ago. They've been killing Americans ever since, and they threatened not only America, but the whole world with nuclear holocaust. You simply can't.
When did they do that? When did Iran threaten the world with nuclear holocaust? I must have missed that. When did that happen? I'm sorry. Oh, you can bullshit. He made it up. Okay, cool. Cool.
Can't allow people that shout.
I've had beef with Spain since 1898. Listen.
Death to America, kill Americans, and mean it to have.
Oh, death to America. Okay, that wasn't a threat of a nuclear holocaust then, right? That's just death to our Western imperialism, death to our Western government that stamps their fucking boot on the necks of all these countries. Cool. That's not my problem.
Have a nuclear weapon and be able to deliver it. Nobody likes.
Wouldn't they need more than just one bomb? Yes. Also that.
What's happening, which is why the president is trying to end it as quickly as possible without the loss of life. But again, this isn't the president's fault. It's not.
What? It's not President Trump's fault. It could never be President Trump's fault. It's everybody else's fault. I know that he's the one who said, yeah, bomb them on February 28th, 2026, but, like, it's not his fault. It's not his fault that he has the big red button. It could never be the president's fault, ever.
Not America's fault. This is Iran's fault.
And right now, it's
Sure. That's not reflected in the polls. And you guys can keep coming out and yelling it and saying it. It's not reflective in the polls, and it's not going to be reflective in the midterms. So there is that. Let's get to some Republican hypocrisy, shall we? It's so fun. We love it. So this is a video on all of the Republicans who talked about the Biden crime family. You guys investigated for 4 years and found not shit. So when you actually have something that they can be, if you come up with something that they did Throw him in jail. I don't give a fuck. But you looked for 4 years and couldn't find anything. And so we're going to go back and talk with the Republicans who were real big on the like Biden crime family bullshit and ask them, hey, what about the fact that Trump's family is running his business and making millions upon millions of dollars? Anything to say about that? Probably not. Okay, well, we'll try anyway. Let's go. Thank you, Kay.
Jack with MS Now. I was curious if you have any concerns about the president's sons profiting off of defense contracts.
The president doesn't talk to you guys. Why should I? Using complex maneuvers to pocket millions of dollars from our adversary. It is time to impeach this compromised commander-in-chief.
Do you have any concerns about it? You were concerned about Hunter Biden and Burisma.
This is a tale as old as time. Politician takes action that makes money for...
I made what fact up? What fact did I make up? You made that fact up right now. And their family working for their own business. I would have my family work for their own business, my own business. What are you talking about? So it's true that Donald Trump's children are running his business and making millions of dollars. That was true. So I didn't make it up because that was true. There's nothing wrong with having your family work with you to make money. No, the thing is that Donald Trump says that he has his stuff in a blind trust, except that that's not true. He doesn't have it in a blind trust. It's his children. So if he stopped using that word, right, then I couldn't say that anymore. He would just say, like, my children run it, and that would be the end. He says it's a blind trust. It's not. The issue that I have is you guys yelled and screamed about Hunter Biden corruption when Hunter Biden never got a contract from the government, while his son's working in his business, running his business. I don't even have a problem with them running his business. I would prefer it's in a blind trust because he's the president, but since they run his business, they probably should not be getting government contracts for drones and mineral drilling. That's where I have a problem. Because if Hunter Biden was doing that, y'all would have been losing your shit. I would have been losing my shit because why the fuck is Hunter Biden getting government contracts as his dad is the president? That's bad. Why are you okay? Are you okay with that? I'll ask you. Are you okay with Donald Trump's children running his business and his children's businesses getting government contracts for drones and for mineral mining? You're fine with that? Hunter Biden was getting money from our enemies? No. And if he was a private citizen, so who cares? Yeah, Burisma. I know. You guys don't. Call in. We can talk about it.
For his family, and then he tries to conceal it.
Stop it! Nuclear. I can't take it anymore today. Stop. Stop! Stop. Stop it! I can't do it anymore. Comes in threes. You're taking the wrong 80-year-olds. I don't know why you guys can't get your shit together, Grim Reaper. Tim Curry passed away. Fuck. Anyway, we continue on with the corruption and bullshit hypocrisy from the Republicans. God damn. God damn it.
Stablecoin venture that got UAE funding. Is there any profiting off of the presidency there? What about the Kazakhstan mining venture? Is that something you're familiar with?
Vaguely heard something about that, but I have not looked into it.
Does any of this, I guess, sound reminiscent of some of the Burisma concerns that you did have?
The concern here is not Hunter Biden's own problem.
No, not both sides are corrupt, Scott. Show me where President Biden, his being president, led to any kind of benefit for Hunter Biden other than his last name. Show me where he was given a government contract. Show me where he was working within the government. Show me where money was being funneled to Hunter Biden because Biden was president.
But rather it is official corruption from the then Vice President of the United States, Joe Biden, and now the President of the United States.
It's not that I like to show one side. No, I'll show the other side when you have evidence of the other side. Where's the other side? You have no evidence of it. You just want to say it. So it makes you feel good. Well, both sides do it, so I don't have to care anymore.
States, Joe Biden.
Are you concerned at all by the Trump son's investments that have benefited from defense contracts and the Kazakhstan mining venture? Is that on your radar at all?
I don't have concerns on that front.
You don't have concerns that Donald Trump's children, okay, invested into a company to mine minerals, and then that government contract to mine those minerals was given to him by the government their dad is in charge of. That doesn't bother you. No concerns. Okay. Yeehaw. Thank you, Hubbub.
Nope, that doesn't bother me at all.
Cool. Can I get your age for TikTok?
Yeah, 34.
And did you vote for Trump?
Yeah, I support Trump.
Did you vote for him?
No, not at the time, but yeah, I do support him.
But you do support him. Okay. What
If I
state
could have,
are
I would have.
What state are you in?
Oh, Florida.
Okay. Why doesn't that bother you?
I don't think it's a big issue, right? His son's a separate person, and
Getting government
he's
contracts
been
that his
engaging
dad's
in
in charge
military
of?
deals. I'm talking about Jared Kushner or Eric Trump?
Eric and Donald, both of them.
Okay, so Donald wasn't involved in that. That has to do with Eric's mineral company.
You don't think there's some effectuation with who gets to decide who gets those mineral contracts?
Trump doesn't hand out the contracts directly.
Who does?
The department.
For the mineral deal, who was it?
You want an exact name, or you
Yeah,
want
I
a
know
board
who it
or
is.
committee?
Yeah. Oh, it's Truth Teller? Yeah, so of course you couldn't vote because you're in Canada.
Oh, you're talking about the critical one in Kazakhstan.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's also where they put the Board of Peace, was in Kazakhstan.
Who gave out that contract to the mining company that his sons are on? So are the Witkoff sons, by the way. They're also
Yeah, so the U.S. government negotiated that. It was a tungsten mining project in Kazakhstan.
Who gave them that contract though?
The U.S. government.
Who within the U.S. government?
It was called Dominiary Securities,
Who's in charge of that?
which Eric and Trump Jr. held stock in.
No, who is in charge of giving out that contract to them?
Did I not just say the U.S. administration?
Yes, who specifically? Because you said Donald doesn't effectuate it. How can you prove that?
Well, actually, technically, it was the Kazakhstan government that did it.
No,
So the president of Kazakhstan
the
gave them the grant,
Kazakhstan
gave them the
government,
contract.
the Kazakhstan government allowed for mining of their land, but the subsidiary
Correct, they
of our
allowed the
government
mining rights to the
money,
American corporate
sure,
entities.
but our government money putting in to a company to go do that mining, who was in charge of that?
Did USA put money into it?
Yes, well, I'm saying government contract. What do you think I'm talking about?
Well, it wasn't a government contract. It was a contract between the
Incorrect.
corporation in the USA and the Kazakhstan government.
So there's a government contract in there for our money to go help mine that the land in Kazakhstan that was given
Yeah,
to
but the 1.6
them.
the 1.6 billion that you're talking about was never distributed. It's not going to be distributed.
How do you know that?
It was in potential federal funding. It never actually it never went through.
Where'd you find that?
And the project's moving forward without the 1.6 billion.
Where'd you find
So
that?
yeah, no money's been
Where'd you find
distributed
that?
yet. You can look it up.
No, where did you find that? Because you have it in front of you, so where's the source? It's ChatGPT. Where's the source?
Well, this one was from the New York Times that I was reading.
Okay, New York Times, what's the title?
Trump cut $1 billion mining deal.
And when was this one from?
Also, the Cato
What was
Institute as well talks about it.
Date on this one. Let's see.
And the Institute for Energy Research.
It's given a group. Okay, hold on. I gotta go to my paywall. I read this one. That's why it's purple. On my live.
Yeah, that's crazy though. The fact it's out of Kazakhstan, fuck, I gotta contact Eric and get some fucking tungsten then, because I got a client that needs some.
Cool. So where in this
Out
does
of
it
Turkey.
show? Yeah, they approved as much as $1.6 billion in federal financing for the American company now called Kaz Resources, which plans to break ground on the project in rural Kazakhstan.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Yeah, the
so
company was set up in Kazakhstan.
Yeah, they approved the company to receive this money to go do that.
So let me explain how this worked. So Kaz Resources is a company that's based out of Kazakhstan that Eric and Junior
No, it's an
Trump
American
hold a
company.
stake in.
Incorrect. It says even in the article you cited, it is an American company. Kaz Resources. In the article you cited.
Hold up. Thank you. So Kaz Resources is an umbrella that operates locally incorporated entities inside the Republic of Kazakhstan. So it is registered in Kazakhstan. I was right.
What's your proof for that?
Kaz Resources LLC. Look it up. It's from Kazakhstan. It's incorporated in Kazakhstan, the Republic of Kazakhstan. And again, the deal was between the Kazakhstan government and Kaz Resources LLC, which Eric Trump and Trump Jr. have a stake in.
Correct. And they're getting government money for that. Why
No
is
money
that
has
okay?
been sent.
Not yet. It's
That
going to be.
$1.6 billion
The
you're
deal
talking
is
about hasn't
secured.
been sent.
The deal is secured, so it will be.
Is that an assumption, or do you have proof that it's going to be sent?
They signed the deal, so unless they break their contract, you don't have an issue with that?
I don't see the 1.6 being sent.
Based on what? Based on what?
It's not a guaranteed payout. That's why.
Based on what?
Based on the deal.
The deal is signed, so what's your proof that the payment's not going to get sent out? The deal has been approved.
Well, it's currently frozen, so
Where'd you get that?
it's in regulatory queue right now.
Where'd you get that from, that it's currently paused?
Let me give you that was again from the New York Times, but let me pull up the government one.
I know, he's just making shit up as he goes and searching it as he goes.
I'm not.
I know.
This is
Stuff.
from
You
the government.
literally are.
It's been frozen because it's not. They deemed it as not like they got political blocks on it. There's
Based on
multiple
what?
blocks on it.
Prove
It's literally
that.
been frozen.
Prove that.
So you have 700 million for the DFC, and you've got 900 million from Exim allocation,
Nope.
right?
You have not proven
Backing
to
of
me
the Export-Import
that the
Bank of the
Kaz,
United
no,
States, which backs
you have
the
not
900 million.
proved to me that the Kaz resource deal of 1.6 billion with the government has been frozen. Prove that to me.
Okay, so the U.S. Senate Committee on Banking, Housing, and Urban Affairs government file formally requested transparency regarding the potential entanglements between Trump administration actions and with the president of Kazakhstan and the private investments made by the president's family. So yeah, it's been frozen.
No, that's
right
not
now.
frozen. That doesn't prove it's frozen. That just proves that the U.S. Senate Committee is looking into
No, the
what I'm
SEC
talking about.
has
Hold
frozen-
on, hold on. No, what that shows is that the U.S. Senate Committee is looking into what I'm telling you to be worried about is possible
and the
corruption
SEC
with
has
his
frozen
son
it.
and the ties to the company. That does not freeze the funding. The funding
The
is still
SEC has
approved.
frozen it right now.
Prove that.
As of right now, it's been frozen.
Prove that. Because you can literally Google, has the Kaz Resource $1.6 billion deal been frozen? And it says no, if you like your chat GPT so much. So prove to me with a source that money has been frozen by the U.S. government or by any
Okay,
entity.
I'll concede it hasn't been frozen. It's
Cool.
just been
so that money has
it's
been
going through a
approved.
regulatory It's going through a review right now.
Yeah, it has to do that.
With
But
SEC.
that does, so now that's been approved by the US government. That money has been approved to go to an organization that his sons and Witkoff's sons are a part of. Why is that not something you're concerned about in way of corruption?
I don't see that being a bad thing at all. It's kind of moving
Why?
tungsten away from China and
No.
bringing it
The
back
deal
into the
itself.
hands of
Okay,
the
fine.
USA
No.
from
Hey,
Kazakhstan,
the
right? I
deal
think it's a good
itself
thing.
is fine. You don't listen very well, I know, because you have to avoid the point that we were talking about in the first place, which is why is the government of their father, why is that not a concern to you that he is issuing deals to his son's companies or companies they're invested in?
I don't see that being an issue at all. I
Why?
see China being an issue when it comes to tungsten, and we got to and the USA
No,
needs
you're
to curb
talking
that
about the
market.
minerals. Hey, truth teller, focus up, lock
Yes,
in,
we're talking
baby
about
doll.
tungsten.
Focus
And
up.
tungsten has gone through the roof in the last year.
Cool, that's awesome.
Literally
They could have
through the
given.
fucking
They
roof.
could have given the contract to another company.
And a lot of
Why did they
countries
give
are
it? I know
banning
you're
exports
crashing
on
out
it
now
because it's
because
such-
you know you're fucked. Why they could have given it to another country or another company? Why did they give it to the company that his sons and Witkoff's sons are invested into? Why'd they do that, truth teller?
The only reason they gave the funds was because the Kazakhstan government
To
approved this
their
company to move forward.
To their company that
Yes,
they're
the
invested
Kazakhstan,
in. It's
the
not a
Kazakhstan
Kazakhstan
government.
company.
No,
You-
you're
no.
getting this mixed up.
No, you are.
The Kazakhstan government approved Kaz Resources to mine for tungsten, correct? Now, the USA saw that and said this is a perfect opportunity for us to curb the market when it comes to China because tungsten's gone through the fucking roof
I don't
and
care.
no one's exporting it
Cool.
anymore because it's
Awesome.
such an important mineral.
Okay.
So, therefore, they gave the contract, they gave funds to Kaz Resources
I know.
to then,
Cool.
yes.
Yeah, why?
Yeah, so they gave them the money to
Wait,
curb it, to curb it from China.
listen.
If
Why
the
didn't they give
Kazakhstan
it to
government gave it
another
to another
company?
company,
Why didn't they give it to our government? Keep Kazakhstan out of it. Why didn't they give it to another company? Why did they give it to the company that his sons and Witkoff's sons are invested in? And why are you not concerned about that possible corruption?
because no other company in the United States has approval from the Kazakhstan government to
They
open
could
up a
have got
mine.
approval. They could have waited and got approval.
No, they couldn't. Do you know how
Based on what?
Kazakhstan works? I try
Do
and
you know
pull
how
oil out of
Kazakhstan works?
Kazakhstan every fucking week. Do you know how difficult it is to get product out of
Sure you do.
Kazakhstan
Sure
in
you
any
do.
commodity?
Sure you
It's
do.
very difficult.
Sure you do.
It's very difficult.
Cool. They could have.
It's a very hard
difficult.
country to
It's
deal with.
difficult, not impossible. So they could have gotten. I know this guy's Canadian. I'm very aware.
No, they wouldn't
could have
have.
gotten. They could have gotten
Because the
another
Kazakhstan
company's
government
approval.
approved that
That is
Kaz Resources because they're a
incorrect. That is
Kazakh-based.
incorrect. That is incorrect.
It's a Kazakh-based company.
I don't care about Kazakhstan making the approval.
Why
I
would
care
they
about
give it to
our
a U.S.
government.
company when
I
they can
care
give it to a
about our
Kazakh-based
co-
company?
I care about our company. I care about our company giving deals to companies that Trump's kids are on the board or invested in. That's what I care about. It's not a Kazakhstan-based company. I know, Ari. I keep telling him this. It's a U.S.-based company.
It is a Kazakh-based.
You
it's
have not proved
incorporated in
that.
Kazakhstan.
No,
Kaz
it is
Resources
an American
LLC
company.
You can look it up. Kaz Resources LLC is a Kazakhstan-based company in the Republic of Kazakhstan.
Where are you getting that from?
You can look up the corporation documents.
Where are you getting
Look
that
up the
from?
incorporation documents.
Where are you getting that from?
I pulled up the fucking registry.
Cool.
Go type in
What
the
website
registry
is
and
that?
pull it
What
up.
website is that? I'll pull it up too.
Type in the incorporation registry for the Republic of Kazakhstan.
No, what did you type into your HTML? Let's do that.
I just told you what I typed in on
No, you
Google,
didn't.
and it brought me to the registry. And it's in a different language. So then you have to go through the registry
You
because it's
got it.
.kaz. Company's the website is .kaz.
It's
It's
on
a
there.
Kazakhstan
Babe, do
government
you have the
website.
link?
And you have to look through the registry
Babe,
to
do you
see
have the
who's
link to that
registered.
so that I can go to it directly and not just a screenshot? Do you have the link?
And the
to
fact that you want a USA-based company
It is a USA
that isn't
based
registered
company.
in Kazakhstan
It's a
to
USA
get money
based
from
company.
Donald Trump
It is a USA
when they don't
based
even have a
company.
deal with the Republic of
It
Kazakhstan or the
is-
government. Make it
Babe,
make sense.
No, babe, don't get in the box. Just send me the link to the act where you found that fucking form because that's on Kaz Resources. That's a fucking American company, so you're already fucking lying.
Are they incorporated in the Republic of Kazakhstan? Yes, they are.
Babe,
Are these
I
other
have that
USA
one.
companies that you're trying to say should have
There it
got the
goes.
contract?
This is
Are
the
they
website,
registered?
right?
No,
Hey,
they're
this
not.
is the website, right? This is the website, right? This is the one? Kaz Resources? That's the website, right?
That's Kaz Resources website. I was talking about the registry.
Oh, no, it doesn't matter. This is their company, right? Cove Kaz Capital Group is a portfolio company of Kaz Resources, a U.S.-based mining investment and development firm.
You're talking about their parent company, correct?
This is the company that got the contract to do the mining.
Who is Cove?
This is the
Cove is their parent company.
This is the company that got the contract
That's their
to
parent
do the mining.
company.
But this one, which is the one that got the contract to do the mining, is in the U.S.
Is registered in Kazakhstan. Thank you.
The U.S.-based
Do you know how layers in
mining
business
investment.
work?
That's the one getting the money, stupid.
Do you know how layers in business work?
This is the one getting the money, stupid. So
I'll give you a prime
government-
example. There's a
I'm done. Why don't you guys pay for women's labor? You guys want to yell that he's from Canada? I know that he's from Canada. I'm very fucking aware that he's from Canada. It's a U.S. company that is getting the money, which is what my concern is. I don't give a fuck about the tungsten. My concern is the money.
And Cove Kaz Resources is the product of a merger because of Cove's 70% controlling stake in Kaz Resources. So both of them are U.S. based.
Cool.
When it says it on their own damn site, U.S. based investment firm, you can't really come back and say that that's based in Kazakhstan. Oh, hi, Ruben.
Bye, Ruben. Cove Kaz Capital Group LLC is also a U.S.-backed critical minerals development company. Bruh.
Yeah, it's because Cove put 70% of the fucking funds into Kaz Resources, so then they merged and created that one investment firm. So, yeah, either way you look at it, both of them are
Yeah, no, they're
regulated.
American companies. He had no clue
Yeah.
what he was talking about. He was researching on the fly. And again, my concern is the fact that the U.S. government is sending $1.6 billion to a company that his sons and Steve Witkoff's sons invest in. Why is that not a problem for Republicans? Not Truth Teller, because he's in Canada. Come get him, baby doll. That's fine. I
Well,
don't care.
Yeah, and even looking at the 1.6 billion, he said it's a
not
it's a standard 30-day review, and then the money's going to get sent. So it even announces the freaking funding on their website under media.
They're just not smart. Where's that? That one goes there.
People are idiots. There's a lack of critical thinking here.
That one there. That one there.
WFAX Raiders. All right, bye.
Goodbye. Welcome in, Fax Raiders. I appreciate you guys coming in. I hope you had a wonderful time with Fax this morning. Welcome in. I'm gonna have to move my camera angle because it's gonna be funny looking. I hate when it does this. Actually, I don't want to. I'll just put my backup up. Fuck it. I'll just fix it. Nope, that didn't fix it though. Wait, I'll just fix it this way and I'll fix it later. It's fine. It's not a big deal. Okay, welcome in, Fax Raiders. We were just done talking to a Canadian that we all know very well who literally has no clue what they're talking about as per usual. You're talking about two American companies and why you guys are totally fine with the Trump administration issuing government contracts, that's the money, government contracts, into their companies. Why are you guys okay with that? Let's go back to that hypocrisy, which is what we were showing, okay? And we will show that with them continuing to talk about Hunter Biden, but when it comes to Trump's sons, they pretzel or just don't talk about it at all. We continue on. Thank you so much. W's to Juicy Juice for $10, for the 10 for saying I was driving. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. And also thank you to Anonymous for the 10 for the kick. That's enough maple-flavored moose screeching for today. Yeah, he'll come back on another account that he's not blocked on, because he's blocked on his Truth Teller account. That's why he just did that. W's to you guys. I can do math. See? I can do math. Okay, back to the Republican hypocrisy.
Brought money back into the big guy and really compromised now the office of the presidency.
Are you concerned at all about Trump's son's investments that have benefited from defense contracts under this administration?
Look, I'm not. I think transparency is the best answer.
It's about selling the presidency, selling the vice presidency. The whole Biden family doesn't think the rules apply to them.
Should Congress look into it or take any action?
Congress looks into everything. We always make sure things are being done the right way. This is a thoroughly corrupt family. This is a vast web of foreign financial entanglements.
Have you heard of the Kazakhstan mining venture as well? Is that also a concern?
Well, I'm sure you guys investigate all that, find yourselves out.
Is that something?
Oh, we'll leave it to you because we don't give a fuck. Hunter Biden working for a company in Ukraine that has nothing to do with his father? How dare you? Donald Trump's son's getting contracts for mining and drone companies? No, I don't care.
Something that Congress should look into?
Something journalists will look into.
I knew he was crooked from the get-go. It's not coincidental. His son was making $1 million a year.
They've got funds that they raised from the UAE for their stablecoin venture. Do you think that is a compromise at all?
I am the last guy you want to talk to about crypto. Still a kind of mystery to me of how it all works. So I'm not going to comment on that.
Should his sons be profiting off of that kind of thing?
There are very legitimate questions about his ties to China, his ties to Burisma, his ties in Ukraine. We need to know the truth because it's affecting our policy right now.
Do you have any overall concerns about profiting off of the presidency for the Trump family?
Well, I love how you guys all of a sudden are like, oh, now we want to pay attention to something.
We pay attention to it last time. You guys had no evidence of anything. You guys didn't have evidence in everything. You had, well, you don't think? No, I don't think until you provide me proof. The only thing I can grant you is that Hunter Biden used his name of being a Biden to get a job. Not that that was given to him because of his father, and not that he gave anything to his father because of it. You have nothing. I have direct proof that the Trump administration is giving drone contracts and mining contracts to his sons and to Witkoff's sons where they stand to benefit. Thought ideas? Okay.
Everybody should be treated the same.
Overall, is this something that you have looked into at all?
Sherry, I'm not having this interview here on the side of.
I know, Blue. I know. I'm very upset. It's very frustrating. They keep taking the wrong 80-year-olds. I don't even think he's in the machine, to be honest. I just think very frustrating. Okay. Continuing on though. We talked about yesterday we talked about the SCOTUS ruling in regards to one of the injunctions on the mail-in voting rule for USPS, right? We talked about it. I'm glad to see that Under the Desk News actually did what I would call a retraction, which isn't really a thing we do anymore because of how fast-paced social media is. But V from Under the Desk News did an update about how they were very alarmist in their original post about what the SCOTUS decision was. And I'm glad that they came out to clarify. Thank you, because I had to come in with you all and I wanted to tell you all just take a breath and breathe as we read through that SCOTUS injunction. And what I told you exactly what it was is that that injunction was on the precipitation of a rule being finalized. A rule had not been finalized, so therefore that temporary injunction was thrown out. Now that the rule has been finalized, there's going to be all sorts of new lawsuits coming out from the states about this USPS rule. Also, it did not remove the injunction put on by Judge Talwani, correct? I always get hurt. I have it written. Yes, Talwani. In regards to the League of Women's Voters of Massachusetts v. Donald J. Trump and the USPS for their rules. So, Judge Talwani comes out now with a ruling that says, hey, you guys violated my injunction by finalizing the rule. And you're pretending to have complete compliance. So I'm going to bring up that document, the actual document. Like I have a tweet on it because we love SCOTUS Wire and Kyle Cheney. But we have the actual document because you can look these things up. Same document. Okay. The nationwide preliminary injunction entered in this case prohibited the United States Postal Service, Postmaster General, Deputy Postmaster General, Chair, and members of the USPS Board of Governors from implementing, giving effect to, or enforcing Section 3 of Executive Order Number 14399 with respect to the November 3rd, 2026 or any earlier federal election, including refusing to transmit mail-in or absentee ballots, or otherwise initiating or completing rulemaking to promulgate the specific regulations outlined in Section 3B, IV, or D of the EO for the November 3rd, 2026 or any earlier election. Defendants did not seek a stay of injunction in this case and have not yet filed an appeal. Nonetheless, on Friday evening, August 21st of 2026, defendant USPS completed rulemaking by sending a final rule implementing Section 3 of the EO to the Office office of the Federal Register with an immediate effective date of August 21st, 2026, and a date for publication in the Federal Register of August 26, 2026. The final rule gives a nod to the ongoing litigation, noting that, quote, given injunctions currently in place in State of California v. Trump and League of Women Voters of Massachusetts v. Trump, the Postal Service will not take actions to implement the rule specifically for the 2026 election unless and until the government obtains relief from those injunctions. Based on this language, defendant interveners argued that USPS defendants did not violate the injunction because the final rule itself makes clear that it will not be enforced with respect to the 2026 general election unless this court's 2 preliminary injunctions are lifted. Similarly, defendants contend that they did not violate the injunction where the final rule states that the Postal Service will not take actions to implement the rule specifically for the 2026 election unless and until the government obtains relief from those injunctions. These arguments ignore the court's explicit directive not to initiate or complete rulemaking, and defendants cannot contend that they misunderstood the scope of the court's order. To the contrary, defendants feigned complete compliance with the California v. Trump injunction in their July 27, 2026 request to the Supreme Court for an emergency stay in that case. There, defendants lamented the passing of every day that the agencies are unable to take steps to carry out the executive order as to the November 2026 election. Accordingly, despite the defendants' protestations that the United States takes its obligation to comply with court orders very seriously, the court finds that defendants violated the preliminary injunction in this case. Plaintiffs seek as a remedy for the violation of the preliminary injunction that the court order that the final rule issued by the United States Postal Service titled Ballot Mail for Federal Elections has no force or effect with respect to any federal election on or before November 3rd, 2026, and direct the USPS defendants to take no implementation or preparatory steps that would change the status quo for any covered election. Defendants argue that these requests would essentially confirm the current status quo, which all parties already agree upon and which the final rule already provides. Defendants assert. Conclusion. For the foregoing reasons, the court finds that defendants violated the court's preliminary injunction, but imposes no remedy other than identifying the violation. It just sets a precedent. You guys are not listening to the judge. It's not going to work out well for you. Again, they just don't have time to do what they're trying to do legally. We need to stay vigilant for things he chooses to do outside of the law or within the gray of the law. But in regards to legally trying to effectuate anything in regards to the USPS and mail-in ballots, they just don't have time. Mail-in ballots they're already printed at this point. A lot of them are going to start going out next month in September. It's done. It's over with. Let it go. Let it go. You're going to get slaughtered in the midterms, and that just is what it is. Okay, so moving on. Where did I have this one? Yes. Another bad deal going on for the Trump administration that we will get to, but Mia's here first. Hello.
I'm here to interrupt. What the fuck is going on with the taps? Keep up with the goal. And there's also the gallery that needs to be fulfilled. I do not understand why people are just like, willy-nilly, just not doing what you're supposed to do for a woman, because I know a lot of y'all motherfuckers were in a man's space and doing everything that they didn't even have to ask you to do. It's giving sexist. But anyway, hey Moni.
Hi.
You're extra funny today.
I
and super cute.
Oh, thanks. I love you.
I love you more. But yeah. In my defense, I just got here. See, that's a problem. You should have already been here. The fuck? Any Hoosers, show her the love that she deserves, the appreciation she deserves, and continue to push her content out the way that you would push out a man's. Just for them being problematic, too. Like, what the fuck?
Also that.
Anywho, you're amazing. I love you. Rare W. I'm about to... Ooh, I can mute him.
I don't know why he's like this. Oh, I never gave him his mod powers back, did I?
He's... I don't know why he's trying to fight with me the past couple days.
I don't know either. Like, he's not so emotionally dependent on you. I don't know why.
Okay, well, love you.
Love you. Okay, so y'all muting him now. In the continuation of losses in the court, judge blocks Ohio proof of citizenship law for voter registration. Let's get into it, but unfortunately it's the Hill, so I have to get rid of their weird bathtub ad that they have thrown in there every single time. It's very frustrating. Okay. A federal judge on Tuesday blocked Ohio from enforcing a new requirement that people provide documentary proof of citizenship when registering to vote at a motor vehicle bureau. Ohio Governor Mike DeWine signed the measure in March 2025, amending the state's motor voter law to require that individuals show a U.S. passport, birth certificate, or other accepted form of citizenship proof when registering to vote, while simultaneously applying for a driver's license or state ID card. So it's basically he's trying to do the SAVE Act in a smaller version, is what it sounds like. U.S. District Judge Solomon Oliver Jr. ruled that the process likely conflicts with the National Voter Registration Act, NVRA, because it demands more than the, quote, minimum amount of information necessary compared with Ohio's other voter registration methods. The record shows, and defendants acknowledge, that signed attestation to U.S. citizenship is the minimum amount of information necessary to enable Ohio's election officials to assess voter eligibility and administer other parts of the election process. Oliver wrote in a 54-page opinion. Do they actually link it? Looks like it, yes. Ohio is among several states that have implemented proof of citizenship requirements within the past year amid a GOP push to tighten voting restrictions ahead of the November midterms over unsubstantiated claims of widespread non-citizen voting. Not proof. You guys have no proof of this. We're still doing this. Is this related to photo viters? Yes. Ohio Secretary of State Frank LaRose said shortly after the ruling was handed down that he strongly disagreed and would immediately appeal. Under this order, the Bureau of Motor Vehicles would be required to offer a voter registration form to a person who's applying for a driver's license, even if that person can't verify that they're a citizen, he added in a statement. That's not true. What? How does that order force them to provide a voter registration form? You have to ask for that in your motor vehicle. What? What? They just usually, at least, I don't live in Ohio, but in Colorado, they just say, like, would you like to register to vote? They don't, like, force it down your throat. That's weird. The challenge was brought by Red, Wine, and Blue and the Ohio Alliance for Retired Americans, two groups that argued the Ohio statute was preempted by the NVRA and should not be enforceable. The judge agreed, also finding that the state was unlawfully offering voter registration only to applicants who successfully obtained a license, rather than extending the option to everyone who submits an application as required by the NVRA. Wow, I'm shocked. To interpret this section of the NVRA otherwise would allow states to make registering to vote at the BMV more onerous and could result in fewer voter registrations because the opportunity to apply was not proactively offered to otherwise eligible citizens, Oliver, an appointee of former President Clinton, wrote. And that's really what they want. DeWine is trying to stay on Trump's good side. Yeah. So I would be okay if voter registration required for all eligible voters. Yeah, I mean, they register for it and they don't use it. But yeah, what they're trying to do, that's what voter suppression is what they are trying to do, is to keep people from voting. As if you make it harder, or you make it, where people are just like, fuck it, I just won't do it. Like, that's what they want. They just want people to throw their hands in the air and be like, fuck it, I don't really care that much, I'm not doing it. The ruling comes just weeks before the Buckeye State's voter registration deadline for the midterm elections, which falls on October 5th. With the registration deadline just weeks away, eligible Ohioans will now have the opportunity to register to vote at the BMV without having to produce unnecessary paperwork that is not required by federal law, said Ben Stanford, a partner at Elias Law Group who is representing the plaintiffs. If you do not know who Elias Law Group is, they are the ones who have been constantly suing the Trump administration in regards to voting rights and voting access. They have been winning quite a lot. It's a man, yes.
He runs Democracy Watch. It almost should be like you're automatically registered for the Selective Service at 18.
Sure.
So why don't they just lump that together with voter registration?
And just give it to you in high school and have you register?
Yeah.
But not everybody graduates at 18.
No, but as soon as you turn it, like if
it
you're
comes in the
renewing your
mail or
license at
something?
18,
Uh-huh.
yeah, if every time you go to the DMV and you're 18, you have to sign up for Selective Service.
Yeah,
Like,
that's
even
fair.
if you don't use it, they should be enrolling people
Yeah, that's what
automatically.
Ari is advocating for. Yeah. No, yeah, you're right, Ari. I
Yeah.
would agree with that.
If you know you're 18 and you know I'm a citizen to enroll me to go to war, then why can't you?
Well, yeah, and if you register and never use it, what's the big deal? You're registered to vote, but you never use it. That's not like whatever, right? Because you guys sign up for selective service and hope to God you never have to use it. So I guess there's
Yeah,
that.
we never use that.
Well, we hope not. All right, so there's that. Now, continuing on with voting. Audrey, I would just, in way of the mod chat, Audrey, I would say, yeah, just pull the trigger on that, because I doubt that he's going to care. Actually, well, that reminded me, though, to read a message. Thank you so much, Eric. Can I get W's to Eric? That Eric is a wonderful TikTok supporter. Thank you so much to Eric. For the 5, you said a woman's work is never done. It really isn't, as we can see. It just never... It never ends. But we continue on, and I appreciate your support. Thank you so much. You guys are... Never mind. I'm going to shut up. I'm going to shut up about the math. Okay. Continuing on in regards to a little bit on elections, we have Steve Hilton, who went on with Jesse Waters, talking about ballot harvesting. Again, let's describe what ballot harvesting is, okay? Ballot harvesting is simply when you drop off more ballots than just your own. Guess what? It's legal in a lot of fucking states because you have households that have a number. I think, let me look this up because I've looked it up before. How many ballots are you allowed to drop off in Colorado? Look, it's already in my searches because I probably... Eek! If I could spell, that would help. I know we have 10, right? Yeah, we're not, only an author. No, that's an agent. We have a number, but I can't remember what it is. There's like a certain amount we're only allowed to drop off. But that's what it is, right? Like it's 10. Okay, thanks, babe. I figured you would know. So like I'm in a household, right? I'm in a multi-generational household, and I have me, my husband, my adult twin brothers, okay? 2 adult men, and my mother. Okay? I don't know why I did it that way. We don't talk about it. That's 5 adults. Okay, that is 5 adults. We're all registered to vote. We're actually registered in different parties, but we're registered to vote. And when we vote, once we all fill out our ballots at different times, but we fill them out once they're all figured out. They're fraternal twins. Once they are all filled out, usually I have my husband go take them to the drop box. That's ballot harvesting. According to the Republicans, it sounds very, very big and scary. But guess what? Steve Hilton says it's fine. We'll do it now, too, even though it doesn't do anything to the votes.
Exactly. I mean, look, she should have come here because listen to the language there in court, which was depositing absentee ballots not belonging to you. That's legal in California. It's called ballot harvesting. It's the law. It happens the whole time. It's well documented. You got unions running around collecting ballots in nursing homes. You saw it filmed on Skid Row. I mean, this...
Oh, I'm sorry. What was that? Let's go back.
Here, because listen to the language there in court, which was depositing absentee ballots not belonging to you. That's legal in California.
Yeah, because if you have a household of people, but only one person has the car to be able to drop it off, that's legal.
It's called ballot harvesting. It's the law. It happens the whole time. It's well documented. You got unions running around collecting ballots in nursing homes.
Yeah, because I don't expect the old people who probably, maybe, possibly have disabilities to get their ass to the drop boxes. So yeah, nursing homes are allowed to ballot harvest and collect the ballots from the people they're caring for and drop them off. How does that make the election unsafe? Do you have any proof for that? No, you don't? Okay, we'll continue. It's fine.
Saw it filmed on Skid Row. I mean, this is what they've done. And people call it cheating and all the rest of it. It's been legalized. You have legalized cheating and corruption.
It's not cheating. How is it cheating? Can somebody tell me how ballot harvesting is cheating? Tell me how. Trump uses mail-in ballots. Yes, he does. He voted in the Florida primaries with a mail-in ballot. Legal cheating. Then it's not cheating. Hi, Mia.
Do your absentee ballots get sealed when
Yes.
you yeah? Oh, whoa.
Yeah.
So like you sign it and then you seal it.
Delivered,
Oh,
I'm
okay.
yours. Sorry.
So because somebody else delivers it,
Yeah.
that's okay. So like, all right.
Mm-hmm.
He really thought he ate with the nursing home. He really nursing home.
And then I know a lot of places do. We in Colorado have what's called Ballot Trax. It's ballottrax.com. And what happens is once my ballot is retrieved, I get an email and a text message that my ballot was retrieved. And once it is counted, I get an email and a text message that my ballot was counted. Wow, it's just so much cheating.
Yeah, even when I go vote in person, it shows that it'll show that I voted in person. Like it'll show that I voted and then it's been counted. So it doesn't really matter.
They said, so let the post office check the IDs. They match my signature to my signature with the DMV. That's listed under my registration with my address. Are you guys okay?
So with that logic, it wouldn't really be a mail-in because you would still have to walk it to the post office. Unless the mail carriers are supposed to come and knock on your door and be like, hey, can you confirm that you...
Well, and I think that there's a mass misunderstanding about that, right? Like, I don't think they understand that mail-in ballot is a giant umbrella of things, right? They think it is sending it in the mail. I could. A lot of the times, and I'll be honest, a lot of times it takes us so long to get 5 adults to finish their ballots for voting that we miss the amount of time to physically put it in the neighborhood drop box for the postal worker to pick it up for it to be mailed. It would not be mailed in time to be counted. So what we have are drop boxes. My ballot is still mailed to me, so it's still a mail-in ballot, but I use a drop box, which, by the way, Republicans are also trying to take away from you.
Which is, something that Steve encountered in California because they reduced the amount of drop boxes that were available. Mind you that NVRA was put in place to expand accessibility for people to be able to register. So with that being said, them putting, barriers on now that you're registered, you're having barriers to be able to have the accessibility to vote.
Correct.
And that is what's happening.
Somebody said the post office never gets things wrong, right? Why are you all the post office job is meant to do? As somebody whose husband worked there, I know that's anecdotal, but here, I'll let him explain. They give the ballots out, they pick the ballots up. It's the election office that does everything else. Go ahead, babe.
They took it so serious. On election day, there are election judges at the post office waiting for that last truck to return, and they manually put the ballots in a locked case to take them to the election office in that county.
Yep.
Like the USPS does not fuck around when it comes to election mail.
No, because they'll get in big fucking trouble. Like big fucking trouble.
Yeah, they were sitting there waiting for the last truck to pull in so then they can sort through all that mail, make sure there's no outgoing ballot. Even when you return to the office and you have mail that people have dropped off to get mailed, you have to sort it. And there's a separate tray just for ballots. So
no, Mouse, USPS doesn't compare signatures. The election office does. The vote counters compare your signature on your ballot to you in the system, not USPS. USPS doesn't do that.
They thought USPS was a part of counting. No, that's not how that.
No, they're not counting.
That's not how that happens.
They're just meant to deliver it. And yes, mail-in ballots also have barcodes to be able to.
Look, Dan's here too. He heard mailman. All the mailmen are triggered.
Go have
it's also a
brunch, mailman.
I was going to ask him a question.
Oh, well, you can bring it back up. Welcome in, Brett Raiders. I appreciate you guys being here. We are talking about ballot harvesting, so probably quite a pivot switch for you guys, but I appreciate you being here. Hello, Brett, and thank you so much for rating me. I appreciate that so much. I thought USPS was opening our mail. Yeah, that's illegal, right, Randy? Fine. You can't go through people's mail.
All right, so Calypso. Oh God. So basically, when there's campaign stuff going out in the mail, aren't there strict rules about that?
Yeah, as long as it's not a a box that's like undeliverable or. But yeah, you can't just like not deliver. It's a federal offense. So if they paid postage, you have to take it out.
So yeah, even when it comes to campaign stuff, thank you, Trish. I love you. Even when it comes to campaign stuff, there's strict rules about stuff. So when we're talking
And,
about USPS and voting, like there's going to be rules. You
and that
know,
election mail is evil. It's like that thick cardstock. The paper cuts from election mail are a
okay.
workplace hazard.
Now he's just going through his traumatic stories now.
He's having a moment right now.
He's all, and I remember in the summer of 2018, because that's about when he worked for him. Those damn card stocks.
We know about the travesties that have been occurring in the past 2 days. Wrong 80-year-old. See, that's what obviously USPS delivered the Grim Reaper to the wrong place, so they need to get it together.
Every single day. But even then, with this ballot harvesting, as Steve Hilton calls it, legal cheating, it's fine. I will show you that he says it's fine. We'll just do it too. But first, W's to Peter for the 653, bringing us to our favorite number on this platform, 8647. Come at me, seashells by the seashore. It's the right number. Keep it up, Crab Queen. Thank you so much. I did double check with my calculator, so it did happen. But thank you, Peter. Also, thank you so much, James Bond, for the $1.99 super chat. You said, how do I send Venmo? It is going to be, if you click on my profile and go to my link tree, my Venmo is going to be there. It's also listed up at the top over here on YouTube, my name for my Venmo. That is me. It'll be my same profile picture as well. But let's, so Steve Hilton says they're legally cheating. If it's legal, it's not cheating. And that they're going to do it too.
In this state, and that's what we're fighting against. It's a very powerful machine, but we're closing the gap with the Democrats, and I think we can beat them.
Well, how are you going to beat that machine?
Well, we've got to do it better than them. I mean, we've got to actually beat them at their own game. So
what he means is we need to vote because you dumb fucks in the Republican Party don't vote. We need to make sure we get Mamaw out there and get her vote so that I can take it to the drop box because y'all aren't voting. So we just need to do it better than they do, meaning you need to vote. The Republicans are finally realizing that it requires voting in order to win.
Yeah, I was just about to say, so basically he's advocating for voting. Hey, those on the left, I want y'all to know they just discovered voting, so that means y'all need to discover it harder. Show up, go register, and then you vote harder than you've ever voted before. Because voting is new.
Now watch this drive.
We've got to do the ballot harvesting. We've got to run around collecting all these ballots. I've been putting out videos showing people how to do it because especially in a midterm election, turnout is the key.
Can somebody find that? I didn't know he did that. Where did he put out videos about how to ballot harvest? I just want to see what he gave, the directions he gave them. I just want to see it. I just need it.
They've got their machine to do it. We need to build our own because actually there's a majority of Californians who are sick of these Democrats that have given us the highest gas prices, the homelessness, the highest taxes and cost of living in the country. They want it.
That's Steve Hilton. Ari, that's Steve Hilton. He's running for governor in California against Javier Becerra.
A change, but you got the unions and the government machine that they run. We got to beat them by building our own and doing it better. That's what I'm doing.
All right.
I'm teaching them how to vote because they don't know how to do it. Got a Christopher Columbus voting, discover it again. That's wild. That was a wild. Wow, that was wild. For those of you who were in Facts this morning, I apologize. I have a couple clips of something you will probably already listen to, but guess what? That's just the way it goes when you're a content creator who does news. So we are going to do a pivot. It's still in way of voting, and we are going to go to the a couple clips from Mehdi Hasan's interview with Doug Wilson, who is the super right-wing faith leader that Pete Hegseth follows. I've played him on my platform twice before, not this interview obviously because that's new, but I have played his previous interviews. One of them was with CBS and another one where he was just out speaking, I believe. Yes, I did hear. We're just not talking about it. Nothing on his TikTok yet? Okay, thank you for looking, Ari. I appreciate that. We've played him before. His CBS interview specifically about a one-vote household, and the man being the leader, and basically the repealing of the 19th. He's kind of trying to walk back like his 19th or whatever, but he's still exactly who he's always been. I just want you to know, we've played him on here before. We're just going to do it again. So this is Mehdi Hasan asking Pastor Doug Wilson about being classified as a misogynist. But before we do that, thank you so much to Lanati for the 347. He said, "Te quiero mucho. That's all. Wish I could send more." You don't have to send anything because you pay me back with your love in the group chat every time that you're in there. And I just love you so much. And also thank you to, is it the American in me wants to say Jean, but the the French in me, I don't have any French in me, but wants to say Jean. Is it Jean? I hope it's Jean. Thank you so much for the 434, and you put a pizza slice. Is that for me to get pizza today? Because if so, I appreciate it. But we will, I'll do math, I guess, while they start their talk. That button gets so sticky.
But in your ideal view of a Christian America, women would not have the right to vote. So how would they be deciding futures for their children? You're not allowing them to choose their own government.
In my vision, men as men don't have the right to vote either.
You believe in household voting, I believe.
Household voting.
Do you want to explain to viewers what that is?
Yeah, so we live in an individualistic society where each individual is like a solitary BB. And we throw all the BBs in a sack, and it turns into something like a beanbag chair. What I envision is a molecular society.
Why are we talking about sacks?
What?
I don't want to talk about
Did you say a BB?
a BB sack. BB's in a sack.
Society where families and households and churches and towns form complex molecules. And within that molecule, there's a decision-making discussion that goes on. So let's say we're going to have a church election.
So sorry to interrupt, but Donnie on YouTube just said that I remind them of the chick from Wreck-It Ralph. So it has been 0 days since I have been referenced as looking like Sarah Silverman. 0 days. Just going to have to create a board. It's just 0 days.
We're calling a pastor, let's say.
Yeah.
This house, the Smith household and the Jones household get together, and we're have an election coming up, and they say, "What do you all think?" And the teenage kids contribute, the wife contributes. They have a discussion about what they thought of this guy's sermon and what they thought.
Who makes the final decision, Doug?
Well, if in most cases, overwhelmingly, there wouldn't have to be a final decision because it would be a consensus. But let's say there was a difference of opinion.
I
Let's say,
mean, my wife and I disagree on a lot of things.
Y'all have met Raymond. Mm-hmm. Oh no, what happened? Did I click backwards? I didn't mean to click backwards. Stop.
Wait a second. So he said molecular. And okay, but the thing is with molecules, there are other interactions that would keep a molecule together.
Okay, I think I found it again. I didn't mean to click that wrong part of the video.
A lot of things.
Too close to the sun.
Yeah.
and if you disagreed on who to vote for,
yes,
on election day, you might as well stay home and have a nice romantic dinner because all you're going to do is cancel each other out.
Okay, but like, what if I want to vote anyway? What if I just want my voice out there and heard, and I don't care about canceling out a vote? What if that?
So, but that's under the current system. Under your system, who gets to decide who to vote? You dodged my question.
No, I'm not dodging it. In the
Well,
current
okay,
system,
let me ask straight up. Under your system of household voting, the husband wants to vote Republican, the wife wants to vote Democrat. Who goes to vote in the ballot box, and who decides who they vote for?
the head of the household would cast the vote.
Who is the head of the household, Doug?
If the man is there, if the man is present in the household, he's the head of the household.
So
he
the
would
man
have
decides who to vote for.
Yeah.
So why the fuck did we just go through this minute-long diatribe when Mehdi Hasan just asked you that fucking question?
But also, what if the woman is the breadwinner?
Oh, he doesn't care about that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's true, Eli. What if there's adult kids or roommates in one household? Like, it was just such a roundabout way to be like, yeah, the man would vote. Yeah.
Like, who would vote in your household?
In mine?
Exactly.
Me.
Like, who?
The fuck?
Do you know who I am?
I'm the most informed one on politics in this household. It would be me. Y'all can suck
But I mean,
it.
you're a multi-generational household. Like, how do you decide who the head of house? I know it's you, Monty.
Let the voting Hunger Games begin, Chicky said.
Like, I know everybody else would be in a fucking crawl space. I understand.
Choose your character. What are we doing here?
Okay, that took a bit.
Like, even my brother, yeah, I'd say you. We could
Is he
vote.
ever on Twitch?
Yeah.
Is that your favorite brother? I won't tell anybody.
No.
Oh, okay. Oh, so the other one's your favorite.
Oh my God,
Got
I knew
you.
it as soon as I said it. Damn it.
At a time, but we finally got there. So a woman doesn't have the same power she has. She doesn't get to decide her children's future necessarily because her husband can overrule her. In your church, you don't.
You're talking as though you're having to drag out of me things that I've.
Well,
written
it
about
took a while to
publicly.
get there.
Well, yeah, he kind of did have to drag it out of you. You have been very honest about your stance on women not voting and the man of the household voting, but for some reason you didn't want to answer it right away when he asked you. The first time he had to get it to you again. Thank you so much, by the way, for the 333. Thank you from Jean. It is French, okay. Yay! It's French. Also, math, please. Why? I can do this one. I can do this one in my head. Luckily for me. I think. Listen. We know who I am in this space. We know these things about me.
To say that men will decide who they vote for.
I'm
the
on
House
the
votes
record.
for.
I'm on the record with
Good.
this. I affirm it.
So would you agree with the characterization that you are a misogynist?
No.
Why not? The definition of a misogynist is someone who discriminates against women. You have just told us on the record, happily, enthusiastically, that you would have a man decide the vote for a household, but not a woman.
Right.
So how is that not misogyny?
That's not discrimination. I also believe.
How is that not discrimination? If the woman who is an adult doesn't have the right to their own voice in vote, how is that not discriminatory?
How is it not?
What's funny? Listen, okay, I did math yesterday in the bedroom with my husband. I was calculating something. He's like, see, that was really fast. I'm like, I'm really good at math when people aren't watching me. For some reason, having the chat up and knowing that I'm hosting a show, having that dead space, not feeling like I have time, makes me slower. I don't know why, but that's just how it is. But anyway, how is it not it's not discrimination because a man says so? Yeah, that sounds about right, Donovan.
Discrimination. Oh, don't jump ahead. How is that not discrimination? Right now, a man and a woman can both vote. You want to repeal the 19th Amendment so that a woman wouldn't be able to vote. The head of the household, who is a man, would vote. How is that not discrimination? Unless you've tortured the meaning of all words.
The word discrimination used to be a good word.
When was discrimination a good word? Remember when he said women are just people who make people and that it takes no talent? Yeah. We played that interview when that came out. Yeah. Words mean things. When was discrimination a good word? What?
The word discrimination used to be a good word. He has discriminating taste. He has a discriminating.
Okay, sure. He has discriminating taste towards foods. Sure. Discrimination against people and their constitutional rights, no. But discriminate was never a good word. It just means you're picky or something. But like, yes, hubbub. Yep, that's the one he meant. Yeah, not discriminatory. He doesn't have discriminating taste. He has discerning taste. Yes. He just took the hood off. To be fair, Mr. Zero, he never wore his hood. This man never wore his hood. It's going to get worse, and I apologize after this clip.
Right now, it's not. Right now, it means you are treating someone with lesser rights.
Which is true. So it gets worse. Unfortunately. He asks him about the Bible and his view in regards to the Bible and slavery.
When you say there has never been a multiracial society which has existed with such mutual intimacy and harmony in the history of the world, when you say slavery, and I'm quoting you, produced in the South, a genuine affection between the races, That's not acknowledging the horrors at all. That's saying it was wonderful, it was great.
No, if you back up a few pages in that booklet, we acknowledge the horrors. Okay,
But if you acknowledge the horrors, you then can't, a few pages later, saying slavery produced in the South a genuine affection between the races that we believe we can say has never existed in any nation before the Civil War.
One sec. Did you mean to come up or not? You might not have meant to. You usually don't. Okay. I don't think you meant to come up.
Or since. You say since slavery, we've never had such a great society.
Yeah.
That makes you sound insanely racist, Doug Wilson.
Yeah, if you read the slave narratives, not only do you have the horrific behaviors that would be right out of the abolitionist playbook, you also have accounts that sound like they were the raw material.
Come on, Doug Wilson. The historians who have read the slave narratives, Ira Berlin, Claiborne Carson, Peter Wood, these are some of America's greatest historians of the South of slavery, completely reject your analysis. They've called it incomprehensible. They've called it obscene. I mean, they have slammed your book as anachronistic. It's bizarre that you would want to try and rehabilitate slavery to the point where you even said, I couldn't believe when I found this quote. Let's talk about this. You said recently to a local news channel that you would have fought for the South in the Civil War, for the Confederacy, which, lest we forget, had 3.5 million people enslaved, had a constitution that required the protection of slavery. It was a place where torture of slaves was legal. And you, Doug Wilson, in 2026 are saying you would have fought for that side.
Yeah.
What kind of moral man are you if you're willing to fight for a side that enslaves and tortures people?
I would fight for America today, and we haven't kicked Massachusetts out.
Sorry, I don't understand. What's that got to do with why you would defend a confederacy which was based upon slavery, which seceded because they wanted to protect slavery, and which legalized the torture of slaves? And you say you would pick that side, the Nazi side of the Civil War. That's the side you would pick.
Yeah, part of the point of our booklet was, they were not Nazis. It was a fallible, messed up institution. We don't defend the institution of slavery. I'm glad that slavery's gone. I wouldn't have gone to war to fight for slavery.
Well, that's what they went to war for. That's why they went to war. They went to war for slavery. So what the fuck were you going to go to war for? He wasn't going to war for anything, to be fair, because
had I been in that moment, I would have fought to defend Maryland, which is where I grew up, Maryland or Virginia or something like that.
But they were fighting for slavery. I mean, they made that very clear, the Confederate leaders. So you would have been fighting for slavery, which is a bizarre thing to own up to in 2026.
It would be really bad had I owned up to it, but you're...
I mean, you just said I would have gone to fight for the Confederacy, and I'm telling you the Confederacy was fighting for slavery. So by definition, you were fighting for slavery, which is insane.
And I deny your minor premise.
You can't deny it. You fucking said it. You said you would fight for the Confederacy. And now you're like, oh, well, no, not that part. You got caught. You got caught, and you got caught bad. That's the guy Pete Hegseth likes, by the way. He's literally been in the White House for faith services. So that's fun. Love that for us. Yay. Thank you so much, Cormo. Thank you, Cormo, for the 556. Why is 77 better than 69? You get 8 more. Jesus Christ. Where did you find that joke? Oh my God. What? I can't even think now. Golly gee. Y'all are funny. Thank you so much, Cormo. I appreciate that. It's fine. I like jokes like that as long as the jokes, Jumar, if you're in here, you're probably not, but if you're in here, I like the jokes as long as they don't get my Paylink accounts taken down. Say it again. You want me to say it again? Say it one more time. Every day's a reminder I'm not old enough to be on this app. Yes. Why is 77 better than 69? You get 8 more. Am I blushing? Probably. I'm an adult that's not an adult. I'm very aware of this. All right. We're going to go to a little bit of a pivot. Jamie Harrison was on Will Kane's show, and this is just a short snippet. Because it bothers me, and I'm glad somebody else is calling it out, because it bothers the fuck out of me, and so I'm just glad they're calling it out. Call it out every time, please. Like, don't move on until they concede on this. And I know it's stupid, I know it's petty, but it's in the English language. You want people to speak English? Speak the English language correctly.
Harrison. Jamie, thanks for being with us here today. Do you like or agree with the direction of the DNC and the Democrat Party and the way it's being pulled by the DSA and some of this rhetoric and these policy positions that we're hearing from candidates?
Well, first, thank you for having me on. Secondly, it's the Democratic Party and not the Democrat Party. That's our official name, the Democratic Party.
Okay.
Yeah, okay. That's how you say it. It has bothered me, and Audrey knows this. It has bothered me for the longest time. You guys are annoying. All you are trying to do, it's the same thing as like you lib. Calling people libs doesn't work anymore. So you get the long blink. So you guys have to now come up with new things. Your new thing is saying, well, in the Democrat Party, we don't, like, that's not what it is. It's the Democratic. There's an IC at the end of that word. Yeah, they say it as a pejorative. It's meant to be an insult. It is democratic. Just be better. Do better. Be smarter. That's all I would like. Anything bothers you the other side says? No, not necessarily. Depends on what they're saying. That's not true. Can you guys stop doing that whole lack of nuance, black and white bullshit where you're like assuming my stances on things or what I'd say about people? The DSA is splitting the Democratic Party. Good. Maybe the Democratic Party needs a new stance because their approval rating is shit. The old way isn't working. So maybe the old fucks should get on board to the new way. Maybe they should just do that. Donald Trump went on the Glenn Beck program, speaking on our queen, Dolly Parton. Now, although he did put out a truth lowering the flags for 7 days in honor of Dolly because he knows he can't outright go after her because America will riot, he still tries to go after her fan base, which again just proves the fact that Dolly Parton was a woke-ass bitch, and y'all don't have to like it, but you just have to accept it.
We all knew her so well. I knew her a little bit. She wasn't a very political person. She really liked me, I will tell you. But she also wanted to stay very, she was of the...
I don't know where she's ever said she liked him. Now, is it true that she stayed neutral relatively politically? Yeah, she didn't speak on politics, but she did speak on political stances and issues. I have a couple videos of that I will show you. But in a way of liking him, I don't fucking think so. But the point is that he gets into the real thing, which is going after her fans because he knows what her real stances were.
I knew her a little bit. She wasn't a very political person. She really liked me, I will tell you. But she also wanted to stay very,
What is that laugh? That's the laugh of that's not true.
She was of the opinion, the 50% who needs to lose. I don't think it's 50. I think it's probably 20% of the.
She was of the opinion of the 50% who need to lose. Okay, so she was a liberal. She was woke. Cool. Yeah, her actions were absolutely political. She just wasn't vocally political very often.
Fans, okay, not 50, but she was a great person. She was just a nice person. I like.
He wouldn't know what that means.
Her a lot, and I thought it was a natural thing to lower the flags. We all.
Yeah, she lived her morals and she showed herself to be in opposition to him at all turns. Absolutely true, Trisha. Absolutely true. And let's show a little bit of that. So this was an interview from Dolly that she did on why she stays out of politics. But again, as everybody's pointing out, her actions were political and her actions showed where she stood. She just didn't necessarily vocalize it in the same way as you or I would.
I just try to make life a little better. I try to lift things up when they're down. I write my songs about that sort of thing. You'll find me and my opinions, in a lot of the songs. But most of it's based on love and acceptance and lifting people up. I ask God every day to let me be a blessing to mankind and to uphold Him and to glorify Him. And that's how I go about my day.
No
Get to the rest of her statement in just a second. Thank you for calling the stream. Can I get your age, state, and who you voted for?
Is that a question that you have to answer before you can even talk to anybody?
Well, the reason I do is one, for TikTok and YouTube and Twitch purposes, I can only speak to adults, so I have to make sure you're over 18. I ask who you're voting for so that I can speak to simply Trump supporters or conservatives, and then I usually ask the state just to wonder if you're in a swing state or not. Are those difficult questions?
Yeah, no, I'm very conservative.
Cool. Did you vote for Trump?
Yes, I did.
Cool. How old are you?
I am 58,
And what state did you vote in?
North Carolina.
Okay, that was relatively painless. Why'd you call in this morning?
Well, because the one thing is I need to let people know is that Trump is being Saul again. He's being Saul, and he should become David, because we need him to realize what is really going on with all of us. I'm a working class man. I've owned my own business for 20 years. His first round, I did great in after Obama. And then after Biden, I got crippled to the point of bankruptcy again after Obama. But I don't know what he's doing for us. And I'm really confused because he's trying to make all these moves. But the thing is really bothering me is his ego is really starting to show again. And this is why he's not, he has to be a great leader, not ego leader. You know what I'm saying?
Sure, I would agree with that for any president. I think that they should leave their personal bullshit at the door, right? And they need to lead in a way of what's going to be beneficial for the American people. I would ask you what policy he has that's beneficial for the American people.
Well, the thing that bothers me is that, you know what, either blow fucking Iran to pieces.
Why?
Or just fucking leave.
Why would we
or
do
just
that?
leave?
Why would we blow it up?
Well, because so it's coming up on 9/11. Okay, I worked in New York City. Actually, the first plane flew over my building where I worked in New York City. Okay. I lost firefighters and police that were friends of mine.
Yep.
Okay. Now you know Iran.
What does that have to do with Iran?
No, but Iran backs all these scumbags.
Do they?
Yes, they do.
Can you prove that Iran backed Al-Qaeda that committed this?
Their money definitely funneled in.
Yeah, can you prove that to me?
It was definitely money that was funneled in from all different aspects. Actually, the funny thing is that I actually met a guy, and his brother was in special ops. And
that's cool.
Couple days after
that's
9,
a cool story. Also, the fact that it was actually Saudi Arabia who funded it, and we're doing deals to allow them a nuclear program.
But it was they're all scumbags because they hate us. They all hate our guys.
Trump is doing a nuclear deal with Saudi Arabia to allow them access to nuclear material, and they're the ones who funded 9/11. So
yes, yeah, that kind of bothers me because I got into it, and I'll be honest with you.
Iran has not threatened the United States with a nuclear weapon or threatened a terrorist attack against us. So why do we need to bomb the entirety of a bunch of innocent people? Not necessarily the government. The government in Iran is a problem. But why do we need to bomb all the innocent people?
They're not innocent because they follow Sharia. They follow Sharia.
What is Sharia?
It's a Sharia law that if you step up and you...
What is it?
If you go against them, you're done.
What is it? What is Sharia law? You guys do not know. What is it?
Yeah, basically, it's based on the Quran.
And what does it state?
Okay.
What does it state?
And the Quran basically is you have to obey or you are going to be taken out. And on top of it
No,
is
where does
that
it say that? Can you cite
we
the
are
no,
we
can you
are
cite the
we are
scripture? Can you cite the scripture in the Quran that says that? Because the Bible also says that you could be smited for going against the Lord. So where in the Quran does it say that?
well in with the Quran, the whole thing with the Quran, it's the opposite of our Bible.
Incorrect.
It's completely
Incorrect.
opposite.
Is it what is their religion?
No, no,
Which
you
God,
can't say it's
which
similar.
God, which God
Jesus
is the Quran
Christ,
based off
Jesus,
of? Which
Jesus,
God,
Jesus, wait,
which
but
God
Jesus
is the
Christ.
Quran based off of?
Okay, well, I'm going to just throw this right out to you because in the
Throw it out.
Quran,
It's
it's
literally the
master,
Abrahamic
it's
religion. It's the
master.
same God.
Listen,
It's the
listen to
same
me.
God,
It's
sweetheart.
master and slave. It's master and slave. It's not father.
Did God
it's
allow for slaves in the
master.
Bible? Did God allow for slaves in the Bible?
Why do you think that Jesus Christ came?
Oh, Jesus, did Jesus come to change the law or to enforce it?
No, he came to rectify it. He came to make us know that this was how my father felt. Because
so he
when
came to
Jesus
enforce
Christ,
it.
when
Because
Jesus, when
said, I will not change it one jot and tittle. Jesus came to enforce the law, not to
no,
change it.
no,
So,
Jesus, no,
you
Jesus
don't get
came to reinforce the law. And if you
So
didn't
slavery,
follow
so
it,
slavery, so slavery, so slavery, so
it's
slavery.
not. It's
because
not. It's
God
not
allowed,
slavery.
God allowed for slavery. So
He didn't.
yes, he absolutely did.
No, he didn't. He's father.
What'd he do to the
God
Midianites?
is father.
What'd he do to
God
the
is off
Midianites? What'd he do to the Midianites?
because he had to destroy people that were friggin' scum.
He didn't destroy all of them. What did he do with the ones he didn't destroy?
No,
he just
because
destroyed the men
Saul,
and boys.
because Saul,
was
because
I'm not
Saul let
talking
them
about
live.
Saul. I'm not talking about Saul because Saul was a convert who became Paul. I'm not a Paulinian. I don't listen to Paul. I am talking about God and the
No,
law
no, no,
of
no,
God.
no, wait.
Show
Wait,
me.
rewind,
show
young
me,
lady,
show
young
me,
lady.
Show me. No.
Young lady,
God
young
allowed
lady, you're
for
missing it.
slaves. God allowed for slaves of the people that
Young
you
lady,
conquered.
you're missing
What am I
it.
missing?
The first Saul, the first king of Israel.
I'm talking about God.
No, I was talking about with Trump, with the whole thing with
I'm
Saul.
talking about God, and God allowed for slaves.
Wow. You're harsh.
That I'm calling out God for allowing slavery? I would call the Quran out for if you're going to call
It's
the Quran
man.
out for it.
It's man. It's man.
It's not.
It's
It
man's
was
corrupt.
no.
Man is
God
corrupt.
allowed it. No.
No, he
God
did
allowed
not.
it.
He did not. He did not. No, he didn't. No, he didn't. No, he didn't. God did not allow slavery.
He absolutely
God
did.
allowed equal justice for all.
Incorrect.
And
I'll
equal
find the
for
scriptures.
all
Go
of
ahead,
us.
Ari, whenever you're
That's what our founding. That's what our founding
Hey, when was
fathers
the-
believed in.
Hey, Pookie Pie. Hey, Pookie Pie. When was the last time you read Leviticus or Exodus or Ephesians? Actually,
Don't call me
'Cause
Cookie
I
Pie
love this-
because I'm 58.
You called me
I'm 58.
young late. You called me young
Okay,
lady.
Junior.
You were being condescending. We're going to be condescending back. Cry harder.
Yeah. Okay, Junior. That's fine.
Anyway,
I do find it interesting.
Junior!
So Monica,
Oh,
I know it's okay,
man.
Junior. I know it's hard, Junior. So he said that Jesus came and
Keep
I guess
saying it
he
though.
in
Keep
his
saying
mind.
it. Keep saying it because
Okay,
it makes
Junior.
you feel better.
Yeah.
it bothers
So
me.
All right.
Junior
What are you
thinks,
a Lindsay
Junior
Clancy backer
Ooh,
or
that's
what?
a pivot. We're not going to follow that. Anyway,
Oh,
back
wow.
to slavery in the Bible.
So Junior thinks, I guess, in his mind that Jesus did away with slavery. Ephesians, remind
No,
me,
if you
is
read,
that
if
not
you read,
in the
if
New
you read
Testament?
what he says,
Monica,
listen.
is Ephesians in the New Testament?
Sure not.
Oh, it is.
If you- if
Ephesians
you
is in the New Testament.
read-
Ephesians 6,
Oh, Ephesians is.
5.
I thought you meant said Exodus. Sorry.
Yeah. No, it's fine.
Okay.
Ephesians 6:5, which actively directs slaves to obey their earthly masters with respect, fear, and sincerity of heart as they would obey Christ. Colossians 3:22, which also instructs slaves to obey their masters in everything, not just when being watched, out of reverence for the Lord your God.
Here, let's do Exodus. If you
First
buy
Peter.
a Hebrew
Okay.
servant, he is to serve you for 6 years, but in the 7th year he shall go
Okay.
free without paying anything. If he comes alone, he is
Yes.
to go free alone.
Yes.
But if he has a wife when he comes, she is to go with him. If his
Yes.
master gives him a wife and she bears him sons or daughters, the woman and her children shall belong to her master, and only the man shall go free. But if the servant declares, I love my master and my wife and children and do not want to go free, then his master must take him before the judges. He shall take take him to the door or the doorpost and pierce his ear with an awl, then he will be his servant for
Yes,
life.
that's what I was going to say.
So
Yes,
slaves.
with the all.
So
Yes.
slaves.
Yes.
Leviticus.
But-
As for
but
your
it
Leviticus.
was-
Leviticus. As
but
for
I
your
was
male,
gonna
as
say-
for your male and female slaves whom you may have, you may buy male and female slaves from among the nations that are around you. You may also buy from among the strangers who sojourn with you and their clans that are with you, who have been born in your land, and they may be your property. You may bequeath them to your sons after you to inherit as a possession forever. You may make slaves of them, but over your brothers, the people of Israel, you shall not rule, one over another ruthlessly. So God did enshrine slavery just as Muhammad did in the Quran. I'm glad we got that clear because that was the point.
Yeah, but the whole thing is that Mohammed isn't nowhere near Jesus Christ or God.
He doesn't claim to be. Jesus
Yes,
exists in
well,
the Quran.
They do.
Jesus
They do.
exists in the Quran. No, incorrect. They actually recognize him as a prophet in the Quran.
Yes, they do wreck it, and stop saying it that way because it's
Quran.
just, it's weird.
Quran.
I get it.
Yeah, I know. I also love
Okay,
Deuteronomy 21.
so why is
verses
it?
10 through
So why
14,
is it?
Just
So why
because
is
it
it in the
endorses not
Quran?
only
So why
it
is it in the
endorses the
Quran?
slavery of women.
Now he's going to pivot.
So
No,
it's
first
very
I need
fun.
you. Hold
So
on.
wait a minute. So
First
wait a
I
minute.
need
Hold
you
on
to
a second.
concede. Nope,
So
first I
how
need you
come?
to
How come?
concede. Okay, let's put you on hold for a second. Your voice is very, very annoying. I need you to concede that God also allows for slavery in the Bible because you said they didn't.
And Jesus.
Well, I think slavery. I think it's just been a whole thing through the dawn of man.
So
Slavery's
God allowed
always
for
been there.
slavery because you said he didn't.
Well, God also allows you to go to His Son and beg for redemption. Wait,
Cool.
I just
but
want to
God,
make one
sure,
thing
that's
clear.
Great.
Hold
Can
on
you
a
I want to
second.
make one thing clear, and then you can go on and spout your bullshit again, which is that God allowed for slavery, correct? God allowed for slavery, correct?
God. Well, the whole thing is, listen. Okay, in the First Testament,
Christians
God.
have such a hard
God
time.
was. Okay, listen. In the First Testament, God was a very ruling God, and he did not like anybody stepping out of bounds.
But God
absolutely,
advocated
absolutely,
for slavery,
absolutely,
correct?
absolutely, absolutely. But in
So
the
did Jesus.
Second
So did Jesus.
Testament,
Nope.
what did Jesus
He didn't
do?
abolish slavery.
He didn't. He actually instructed slaves to obey their slave masters. That's what he did.
He
Like, I read you
actually,
the
what
verses.
Jesus said,
I
give
read
to
you the verses.
Caesar,
I read you the
give
verses.
to
I read you
Caesar
the
what is
verses.
Caesar's,
That's talking
correct?
about the money.
I know I'm not talking about the money.
That is talking about the money. Give to Caesar's. What is Caesar's is talking about the money because his face was on
Yeah,
the
but
coin.
Caesar,
We're talking
but
about
Caesar
slavery.
ended up.
We're talking
but
about
Caesar
slavery.
ruled. But Caesar overruled the Jews that gave in because the Jews didn't want to fight him.
Oh God.
We're talking about
Colossians 4:1. I'm going to read this one real quick. Colossians 4:1. Masters, provide your slaves with what is right and fair, because you know that you also have a master in heaven. Just so you know, we're all slaves according to Jesus and God. So.
No, well, I don't believe that because the whole thing is that again,
You don't believe
I
the
believe
Bible?
that God is God is the Father. God is my Father.
You don't believe Christ, the Lord?
Yeah, why do you think so many fathers have failed on earth? Because they didn't follow
You don't
God.
believe in Christ, the Lord?
Yes, I do. Yes, I
Okay,
do.
well, Christ the Lord said that slaves obey your earthly masters with respect and fear and with sincerity of heart, just as you would obey Christ. So Jesus also.
Wow.
It also tells you in 1 Peter 2:18, slaves, in reverent fear of God, submit yourselves to your masters, not only to those who are good and considerate, but also to those who are harsh.
Well, you got to also remember too, with the whole thing with God. God is the final judgment. God judges everybody on their heart, on their heart.
Cool, but they were for slavery,
Why do you
right?
think? Why do you
but
think
they were
Christ?
for
Why do you
slavery,
think?
right?
What are we working for? What are we in the middle
No,
of?
that's
are
not an
we
answer.
not
We can talk
slaves?
about that in a minute.
Modern
No, we can totally
day
talk
slaves?
about. Yes, we can talk about modern day capitalist slavery in just a second. Did God and Jesus advocate
It's not
for slavery?
modern day capitalism. This has been going on forever. We're all slaves.
Did God and Jesus advocate for slavery?
From what you're reading,
The Bible?
I guess so.
Cool. Awesome. W's to Chicky for the 25. Chicky said, hold on, I have to get to it. We are not giving unworthy men any energy on the year of Dolly Parton.
That'll be 4477.
40. Thank you.
I save the calculator.
I don't need the calculator for those numbers usually. And then also, but I'm gonna have to do math again. W's to Oh Me Oh My for the 1977. Jesus, that's an awful sound he makes. I didn't even think.
That's you said that's $25.
What? Yeah, no,
Your
it's,
math.
well, it's $24.93.
Oh, because the 99 cents. Yeah, okay, my
Oh,
bad.
well, not,
I was like,
no, 24.
I was ignoring the change. That was my bad. I thought we were clearing it out to a
25. No,
change.
you were
I
right.
thought
You
that's
were
what
right.
Neil
It's
Mike
see.
did.
You were right. See, it's me. Don't listen to me. Damn it.
Damn,
You're
Artie
not calling
actually
back
is
again.
good.
Capitalism. You like it? It's paid. It's done. Go away.
AD means after Dolly.
Ooh, I like that actually.
After Dolly.
So wait, we're in a new what are those called? Actually. Are we in a new timekeeping period? I don't fucking know. Is the calendar restart? Is it now January 1st?
I'm annoyed that I have to keep all these damn scriptures up now because they have to go in the. They gotta go in there. They go in the outline.
Oh, ADP. Oh, that's funny too. Swarovski after Dolly Parton.
After Dolly Parton.
Let it be in. Okay.
You like capitalism too. No, Evan, I actually don't like capitalism, but I have to abide by it. Thank you for doing the meme. W guys to Ari. You guys did not gift Ari at all during that. That's very frustrating.
What I was gonna say is like I don't understand because I really wanted to request up while I was talking about Iran, but computer shit and
He pivoted to his Islamophobia real quick.
yeah he did, and then I was like, okay, I'm gonna go.
God, I have crabs.
Where is this coming from? That Iran funded Al Qaeda and ISIS, because I don't know if you guys remember this. If that were true, we would have found evidence at some point in the last 25 years, and then he wouldn't be circumventing the original ATOM that was signed, the ATUMF that was signed in 2001, like that authorized these actions for anyone that's associated with terrorist organization.
No, they just think Muslims 9/11. That's literally what the brain rot of the Republican Party has done, is Muslim 9/11. That's it.
It's literally, I think it's just so dumb overall. Just, guys, there are extremists. We can all acknowledge that. As long as you can also acknowledge that there are extremists within your own religion under the umbrella of Christianity. As long as you can also acknowledge that there are extremists in the religion under the umbrella of Judaism. Can you acknowledge that there are extremists in every single religion? I'm sure there's a Buddhist extremist. Actually, I shouldn't say I'm sure. I know there is. It's fucking, what's her name again? Tulsi Gabbard's cult leader.
Mm-hmm.
That's an extremist. Sorry. Yeah, there's even Buddhist extremists. So these exist.
Josue said capitalism equals sin. W, Jesus, communism. W.
Yes, it is. God said, or Jesus said, that it is harder for a rich man to enter through the gates of heaven than it is for a poor man to enter the gates of heaven.
It is easier to thread the camel through the eye of a needle than it is for a rich man to get into heaven. Thank you for calling the stream. Can I get your age, state, and who you voted for?
Hello, 38, California, Donald Trump.
Okay, what'd you call in for today?
I'm calling in because of the last call. I'm actually Arabic, and but I'm not Muslim.
Okay.
And I just want to say, after 9/11, I didn't, before 9/11, I didn't even know what Arabic was. I thought I was just like any other white kid. And after 9/11, we started, my friends, my family, and I, my community, we started to get bullied, and it was very rough in the coming years.
I can believe that. Unfortunately, there is this giant fallacy of the idea that it was the one time America all came together, which was after 9/11. And it was like, yeah, we all came together against the Muslim and Arabic population. And that's very, very, very sad that that hate and that ignorance continues today.
Yes, it's led me and a few friends of mine into physical altercations, slurs like terrorist or sand monkeys would be
Yes,
thrown
I would
around.
appreciate it if you
And
didn't repeat them, but yes.
oh, I'm so
You're
sorry.
okay.
I
No, I
apologize.
understand. I mean, maybe people need to hear them
So
so they stop saying them, but they, yeah.
yeah, so I mean, it's just like it was insane, and this was like during high school, you know.
Why did you then vote for Trump, who literally put a
He
Muslim ban in on Arabic countries?
So the thing about that was, as a president and for the betterment of, I mean, for the safety of all peoples. I mean, because listen, during when 9/11 happened, I had tickets, right, to go to the Middle East.
Okay.
And we canceled those tickets out of fear that we would be attacked on one of those planes. Terrorism does not discriminate.
Cool. Why
Between
did you vote for Trump, though? Why do you support
Oh,
Trump?
okay. So why I voted for Trump? Okay, so I don't support Trump. I just voted for him because it was
Why?
either Kamala or Trump.
Yeah,
It was either Hillary or Trump.
correct. But why was Trump the better option for you to vote at all?
Oh, I felt like he was the lesser of two evils, if that makes any sense,
based
which
on
sounds
what?
completely stupid now.
Well, based on what, though?
My inability to foresee the future. My inability to decisively make a choice
So you are in
of
California. Who are you voting
yes.
for governor in November?
I'm in California right now, but yes.
Is that where
I'm
you're
not
voting?
sure. Yeah, no, I'm honestly, I'm not sure I am voting because when I voted for Donald Trump, I have such remorse, like buyer's remorse,
Mm-hmm.
that it truly like gives me post-traumatic stress.
No, I get that, but I
So
would take
yeah,
take the
who would you consider?
Javier Becerra over Steve Hilton.
Do they take AIPAC money?
Javier Becerra, he might, but I don't see just because they
Yeah,
inherently
see.
take AIPAC money. So does Steve Hilton. That wouldn't be a determination of what he's going to do that's going to be good for California. I would just urge you to look into them and then choose who to vote for. I think you're Randy. To be fair, I think they're all Randy. But anyway, I would like to. We haven't even gotten past my initial part of the outline. We will have. That's fine. Let's finish with Dolly Parton, shall we? Shall we? In the year of our Lord.
Political rallies for you then?
No political rallies for me. I think my joke is that my daddy was a Republican, my mama was a Democrat, and I'm a hypocrite. I just try.
I love her so much. And then last one that I have on Dolly was her talking to Larry King in regards to the LGBTQIA. So before you ever say that Dolly was on your side, I promise you she was not.
Didn't you recently, though, throw support to the LGBT community?
Oh, I'm always encouraged. I'm not encouraged. They've made me the poster child, I think, only because I'm so outspoken as far as just being accepting of people in general. I do not believe that we should criticize and judge other people. I think we should be accepting and loving. We are all God's children. We are who we are, and we should be allowed to be who we are.
Did any of the faith-based communities that deeply believe the other way take umbrage with you?
Oh, absolutely.
They did?
Oh, yes. I get it all the time. I keep saying, well, if you're the fine Christian that you think you are, why are you judging people? Why are you, that's God's job. We're not God. We're not judges. You know, we're supposed to love one another. We're supposed to not judge, and we're not supposed to take vengeance on other people. That's God's job. So I got too much to do of my own, try to do God's work too. I mean, not to, to get into trying to do all that. So yeah, I suffer for everything I do. I'm not out to make any, I just think that we should be
Why not?
more loving, more caring. We are who we are. If you're gay, you're gay. If you're straight, you're straight. And you should be allowed to be, how you are and who you are.
W's to Dolly. Somebody said in the YouTube chat that she was probably supporting Trump on the side. No, we saw that specifically in regards to her advocation and her support of funding for the vaccine. While simultaneously, while Operation Warp Speed was going on, Dolly Parton herself was actually putting money into the Moderna vaccine. She also has a book program, which I have in the education section we are going to finish today, and a book program that the Trump administration just recently cut funding from because she wanted kids to read. So no, she was not a Trump supporter.
Also, hello again. I uploaded a Newsweek article with some great quotes from Dolly. They didn't link to any videos or anything, but they are readable. It's about halfway down the page. You might want to go ahead and put it into the paywall.
Which chat did you post?
Group chat.
Oh, okay. Oh, baby group chat. Oh, there it is. Why'd you go?
Yeah, so that way, yep, and also can go over how she turned Trump down. Y'all can have fun with that one. I drop back down now. Thank you.
Okay, so thank you. No, I don't. Leave me alone. Thank you to Ari for this. Dolly Parton's history with Donald Trump as president praises her. The death of country music icon Dolly Parton at age 80 has prompted tributes from across the political spectrum, including from President Donald Trump, who has long spoken positively about the singer-songwriter and philanthropist. Parton's decades-long career made her one of America's most recognizable entertainers, while her charitable work and efforts to stay above partisan politics earned admiration from both Republicans and Democrats. Although Parton generally avoided talking politics, she made a few comments over the years to clarify her positions when she was brought into the conversation. In an October poll from the University of Massachusetts, Parton was the only person included in the survey to get over 50% favorable rating from Democrats, Republicans, and Independents. By the way, why is everybody given into the death of the Oxford comma? It's very frustrating for me. Her family announced her death in a video on social media. I played what he said about her praise. This is a true loss. We saw that. Let's try and find. During his first term, Trump's administration twice offered Parton the Presidential Medal of Freedom, the nation's highest civilian honor. In a 2021 interview on NBC's Today Show, Parton revealed that the Trump administration offered her the award twice. She said she couldn't accept the first invitation because her husband, Carl Dean, was ill. When she was approached again, she declined because she did not want to travel during the COVID-19 pandemic. Parton emphasized that her decisions were not political. She said that her circumstances simply made it difficult to attend a White House ceremony. Later, when discussions arose about potentially receiving the award from then President Joe Biden, Parton said she worried that accepting it would be perceived as taking a political side. She really did try to stay out of it. I don't work for those awards. It'd be nice, but I'm not sure that I even deserve it. But that's a nice compliment for people to think that I might deserve it. That response reflected a philosophy Parton maintained throughout much of her career. Rather than weighing in on partisan disputes, she often described herself as an entertainer whose role was to bring people together rather than divide them. The 2016 election placed pressure on many celebrities to publicly endorse either Trump or Democratic nominee Hillary Clinton. Parton largely resisted those calls. Throughout the campaign and the years that followed, she consistently avoided explicitly endorsing a presidential candidate. Instead, she frequently emphasized respect for differing viewpoints and encouraged civility among Americans with different political beliefs. In 2016, Parton told CNN's Brooke Baldwin that the presidential race was the greatest show on television right now, but inclined to endorse either candidate. I don't know where they're going to land, but I think they're both nuts, she said, joking that it's like watching the O.J. Simpson trial. You just believe whoever's up next. Whoever testified last is who you believed. That's fair. That's a societal thing. Earlier that year, Parton said that a woman would do a great job as president and that Clinton was qualified, which many took as an endorsement. However, Parton clarified in a Facebook post that reports of her endorsing Clinton were wrong. She said her comments were taken out of context and she hadn't endorsed either Clinton or Trump. I try not to get political, but if I am, I might as well just run myself because I've got the hair for it. It's huge, and they could always use more boobs in the race, but seriously, I have not decided who I'm voting for, but no matter what, we're going to be suffering from PMS, presidential mood swings, Parton said on Facebook. On Tuesday, former President Bill Clinton paid tribute to the country icon on X, writing that she was one of a kind. He said that she had told the stories of everyday Americans and never forgot where she came from. At the 2017 Primetime Emmy Awards, Parton joined her 9 to 5 co-stars Lily Tomlin and Jane Fonda on stage where they criticized Trump for being a sexist, egotistical, lying, hypocritical bigot. Years later, Parton said she doesn't want to be dragged into politics, but she wasn't surprised since she knows Tomlin and Fonda are political. I just did not want everybody to think that whatever they think is what I think. I don't really like getting up on TV and saying political things. I don't even want to make a big deal out of it. But I want people to know I'm my own individual self. She also said in a 2019 episode of her podcast that she has too many fans on both sides of the political aisle, so she doesn't do politics, despite having her own opinions. I've seen things before, like the Dixie Chicks. You can ruin a career for speaking out. I respect my audience too much for that. I respect myself too much for that. Of course, I have my own opinions, but that doesn't mean I got to throw them out there because you're going to piss off half the people. Decades before Trump became president, Parton sent a televised birthday message to the then real estate mogul in 1990. That makes sense. They were in the same circles. While Dolly remained apolitical, her younger sister Stella has been an outspoken critic of Trump. As a natural-born citizen of the United States of America, I do not support nor do I agree with Trump or his deranged, ugly, nasty behavior. Many of us are disgusted and feel threatened by his actions and his cabinet, Republican sycophants, and the majority of the SCOTUS. Stella posted on X, formerly Twitter, hours before the family announced the news of her death. So, and then they talk about her death. But that's the biggest thing, right? Is her philanthropy when you talk about in regards to helping out Moderna to be able to come up with the vaccine, when you talk about her book program that she got funding for, her actions were political, even if we didn't know her stance.
After the funding cuts for hospitals and shit, she privately funded a cancer wing in another hospital in Tennessee. And the cancer wing she funded is where she was getting treated for her cancer.
She was one of a kind, that one. Okay, goodbye. No. Goodbye. I'm moving on. I gotta move on. Okay, one more thing in this slew of stuff, and it was another judge takedown before we move on to the education section that I hope that'll be what we can finish with. If not, I'll have to do something else. It's fine. But judge strikes down Texas ban on drag shows. Tells people offended by them, just don't go. Wow. It's almost like the thing that we've said. Nobody's forcing it down your throat, sweetheart. Your internet search history isn't any of my business. Maybe just don't get involved in things you don't like. Okay, let's talk about it. A federal judge in Texas struck down a 2023 state law Tuesday that sought to restrict drag shows, ruling it was unconstitutional. U.S. District Judge David Hittner, a Reagan appointee, said the measure, known as Texas Senate Bill 12, improperly restricted speech, violating the First Amendment of the Constitution. The ruling prevents State Attorney General Ken Paxton, who is running for the Senate, from enforcing the law and denies his motion for a new trial. In the ruling, Hittner also had advice for those who find such activities as described in this case offensive. The solution is relatively simple. Just don't go. Just don't go. Do you guys like the Constitution or not? Paxton's office did not immediately reply to a request for comment. Tuesday night, the state law would fine business owners who were found to be in violation up to $10,000 for hosting events, while performers could be charged with a Class A misdemeanor, which could result in up to 1 year of jail time. The statute, which has been the source of a years-long legal battle, has made its way to Hittner's courtroom before. Hittner first deemed it unconstitutional and a violation of the First Amendment in 2023, but the Fifth Circuit The Fifth U.S. Circuit Court of Appeals returned it to him in November, lifting a pause on the law and giving him specific instructions about how to reassess it. It went back into effect last year following the appeals court ruling. Texas is among a handful of states that have passed legislation to restrict drag shows. Hittner struck down the law Tuesday after having followed the framework the higher court asked him to follow. In his ruling, Hittner mentioned Dolly Parton. I can't get away from her. She's everywhere. Mentioned Dolly Parton, whose death was announced Tuesday, and criticized the law's definition of banning performances that, quote, appeal to the prurient interest, citing people who would chastise Parton as a voluptuous sex symbol because of her big hair, flamboyant clothes, and breast exposure. There are erotic elements in countless popular performances that could be subject to both civil and criminal penalties under SB 12, he wrote. One of the plaintiffs in the case, a drag queen who performs under the name Bridget Bandit, impersonates Parton in her performances. Bandit celebrated the ruling on social media Tuesday, posting a screenshot of the decision and captioning it, "Drag is free speech, bitch." She announced she would also perform as Parton, who gave her a rhinestone guitar as a gift in 2023 at an Austin bar Saturday in her honor. Oh, Dolly Parton gave the drag queen a rhinestone guitar. Hittner added that the law was so overly broad as to lead in even activities such as cheerleading, dancing, live theater, and other common public occurrences to be treated as civil or criminal violations, He also said that the law was vague on its face and that it failed to give a reasonable person notice of what is prohibited. Suck it. Constitution wins again. You guys can hate it all you want to. Let's see. That was the end of that one. Yes. Oh, that's why I'm confused. Okay. My tabs are all backwards. All right, guys, let me, I guess, do a little bit of a mod announcement here. First off, rude. That's rude, Dawn. W's to Dawn for the 501. That's $24.99, right? That's $24.99, right? For the 501, he said, "Great show today. Dolly was great." Don't make me pull out the calculator for this. I'm right? What? For 5? Oh, 19. Yeah. See?
It's time for the calculator. 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 It's time for the calculator.
I don't know how to.
It's time.
Thank you for calling the stream. Can I get your age, state, and who you voted for?
Trump.
Your age?
18.
What year were you born?
2008.
You don't sound 18. A child. We're not done with Dolly Parton, but so now, thank you to Dawn. I appreciate that. Thank you for embarrassing me with math. We love that for me, and that's why you did it, and I know that's why you did it. I have 1999 left in my goal with a little bit more than 30 minutes, but...
Do you know you have 30 minutes? Are you kidding me? 30, yes.
So thank you. I appreciate it. Yeah, if you were 18, you didn't vote. But we have $19.99 left. I know that with a $1 train or a $2 train, we can knock that goal right on out. So Cash App, Venmo, PayPal on the link tree in my bio to start getting that knocked out. Thank you guys so much for tapping through. We are at 171,000 likes. If we could just get to 200,000 before we end today, it would mean so much to me. I know the taps have been kind of funky, but I know that we can work on it and get them up still. So if we could work on getting that to 200,000, I would love that. Thank you so much. We have not finished my Biden ice cream goal yet today, which is kind of disappointing. We usually get through all the penny goals and then we move to the finger hearts, which we tend to have an issue with, but we have not completed the ice cream. Don't know what's going on with that. And then we also still have gift gallery goals. We've got one person needs to send 2 bunny guns, one person send a galaxy, and we can start knocking out some of the gift gallery goals as well before we finish off the week this week. It would mean everything to me if you did that. If you're watching over on YouTube and you have not hit that thumbs up button, please go ahead and do so. Again, just helps push us out onto the algorithm. Also makes it better for the rewatch to push us out there as well. I would appreciate it. Okay. Not done with Dolly Parton, but we are moving to our education section. This was Dolly Parton with C-SPAN talking about what inspired her book program. This was in 2018.
What inspired you to create this? This is such a program.
Well, actually, the whole idea of
the
the Imagination
Imagination
Library,
Library.
I guess everybody has their story. And a lot of you may or may not know that much about me personally, but I grew up in the Great Smoky Mountains of East Tennessee, and I grew up in a very large family. There's 12 of us kids, and my dad was a very hardworking man. He grew up in a family of 14 or 15 kids, and my dad never had a chance to go to school, and Daddy couldn't read or write. But he was the smartest person that I've ever known. And so I wanted to do something special for him. As the years went by, I saw how he thought he couldn't learn to read after he was grown. It was just one of those things. And so I had the idea to do something special for him. You know, in the Bible where it talks about honor your father and your mother, I don't think that necessarily means just to obey them. I think it means to bring honor to their name if you can. So I got my daddy involved with this little program. I wanted him to feel like he was part of something special. So we started the Imagination Library, where we were giving books to the children in our home county, in Sevier County, where we were born and raised. And so we'd hoped that it would do good there. And it became such a popular program that the governor of Tennessee at that time, Phil Bredesen, he thought the idea was so great, they took it, it went all over Tennessee, and then later it went on into Canada, and now we're all over the world, in different parts of the world. So my dad got to live long enough to see a lot of it coming to be, and he took such pride in the fact that the little kids called me the book lady. He was prouder of that than anything. So that it started from a true place in my heart, and it's done so much good for so many people through the years.
Well, how does it feel to be called the book lady? I mean, you do so much, and you sing and you write and everything, but you're known so much as the book lady.
Well,
did you ever think about you'd be the book lady?
No, that never crossed my mind when I was growing up, because I personally didn't like school. I mean, I never would have thought that I do more homework now at night working on all these programs than I ever did in all the years that I was in school. But I never thought about being the book lady, the painted lady, yes. The over-exaggerated, overdressed lady, yes. But that just goes to show you that you can't judge a book by looking at the cover, right? Or even a 100 millionth book by looking at the cover.
So she had, continues to have, and actually that's what her family has said, in lieu of other donations, they just would like you to donate to her program, to the Imaginative Library, and to donate books for children. Thank you so much, Surgeon, for the 200 bits over there on Twitch. I appreciate you. Means a lot. That's pure clever. Whoa, are you yelling about? My goodness. Okay, anyway. This was a story from July 30th. I know there are still some kids. Imagination. Imagine was in there. Thank you. Imagination Library. Her family is requesting donations to the Imagination Library in lieu of like flowers or other donations in that way. Okay, going to PBS. A lot of kids are already in school. Some are still starting school. And so we're going to go into school supplies. Thank you. Dan, I'll check it. Thank you so much, Gunstar Dan, W's to Gunstar Dan, for the 1998 You Hater Ass Bitch. A gift for women's labor. And why would you do that? Listen. That's... I see how it is. I see how it is in this place. Anyway, school supplies cost a lot. If you're a parent and you have multiple kids, let alone just one kid alone, school supplies cost a shit ton of money. But if you have more than one child, it gets even worse, and we know that. We got really lucky this year that our school actually ran a program that we got a discount, but it was still... What did we end up paying? Like $120? I think, for both the kids' school supplies. A penny for your thoughts is insanity. The pennies are out of production. What do we do? What do we do? We can call it even for a good nickel. All right. School supplies really do cost more this year. They were already expensive. Now they're more. Here's how much. From lunch boxes to pencils. Pencils are more expensive, so are notebooks, scissors, glue sticks, just about every back-to-school item that families will load into their literal or virtual carts this summer. Thank you, Bofa, for the fireworks lighting up that gift. I appreciate it. Has gone up in price at a time when American families already feel crushed by rising costs. Just want to give you a reminder, if you forgot, where Donald Trump said that when he was asked about the fact that tariffs are harming the American worker and harming American families, remember Donald Trump's response was, well, maybe they'll just have one pencil instead of 10. That's a great way to go about things. Yeah, sure. According to one analysis of the 21 most common school supply items by the Groundwork Collaborative and the Century Foundation, two progressive think tanks, prices are up about 7.7%, with parents paying an average of $173.45 for their school supply haul. That's even a bigger jump than last year. Add that to an 11% hike in prices for school lunch essentials, from the literal tons of blueberries needed to feed young children to apple juice. Don't do blueberries right now, they're being recalled. And costs balloon to nearly $4,000 a year to cover supplies and meals. That data was first shared exclusively with the 19th. The analysis is based on weekly retail transaction data on millions of products collected by Nielsen IQ from about 50,000 retailers. With school supply costs outpacing inflation, many families, and especially the women who do the majority of purchases in the American households, are going to feel the sticker shock, said Lindsay Owens, the president and CEO of the Groundwork Collaborative. Women in this country are rip-roaring mad about the price hikes that they're absorbing. Thank you so much, Sire, for the money gun. I appreciate it. They're trying to feed their kids healthy food. The work is getting harder for providing for your family. Holy crap, Sire, thank you. You're lighting up the shit out of that gift gallery. I appreciate that so much. Huge W's to Sire, please. Here are the school supplies with the biggest spikes in price. Lunch boxes are up 27%. Notebooks, notebook paper, tissues, and index cards are all up about 20%. Scissor costs rose 14%. Dry erase markers and glue sticks are up 8%. Headphones, binders, crayons, colored pencils, and number 2 pencils increased between 5 and 7%. On the lunch side, 12 ounces of blueberries are up a whopping 48%. A loaf of sandwich bread is up 22%. Apple juice prices have risen 20%. A pound of oranges has risen 17%. A box of packaged animal crackers will run you nearly 16% more. A package of chocolate chip cookies is up 14%. Take blueberries, which American families have increasingly been eating more of every year, particularly those with berry-aged children who pop them like M&Ms. That's good. It's a better sweet snack than candy is. About half of the berries Americans eat are imported, many from Peru, which is now increasingly selling its berries to China instead of the United States because of tariff increases. Shocker, Donald Trump sucks so bad. Just ruining everything. Sorry, got distracted by my cat. I need to update this real quick. Just put it on that because it doesn't matter. We're getting close to the end. The other half of America's blueberries are grown domestically, a good portion of them in Maine, the top producer of wild berries in the country. Did you call yet today? No. Okay. Thank you for calling the stream. Can I get your age, state, and who you voted for?
30. Tennessee.
You were 18,
Donald
now you're 30?
Trump.
How did you increase in age like that?
I'm a racist troll with magic powers.
Use your magic power to make yourself not a racist anymore. That would be great. You could do that because you have magic powers, right? Awesome. But the tariffs on steel and aluminum have made it more costly to purchase the equipment needed to harvest the crops. Who did that? W's to, you didn't put another name, so I hope it's okay I say your name, but W's to Hannah for the 1 cent. What is wrong with y'all? Leaving a penny. Thankfully, I have a collection. You collecting the pennies because they're out of process now. W's. Not Dan being mad. Just wanted to see that penny sit there. W, thank you guys so much for knocking out the goal. I appreciate you guys so much for that. Dan, you're still a little bitch. I love that, actually. That made me laugh so much today, and I appreciate it. Continuing on, our consumers, our manufacturers, our blueberry growers, and more will all continue to pay the price, says Senator Susan Collins, the Republican from Maine, because she's desperately trying to win her race. Go away. Why? Why do you make me do this? You make me be mean to you. Similarly, many school supplies are produced overseas, like pencils and crayons, which are predominantly imported from Brazil, China, Mexico, and India. The war in Iran, which has raised fuel and shipping costs, has directly impacted imports, and those price increases are being passed on to consumers. Though inflation is showing signs of cooling, oil prices hit a 6-week high in late July. So again, it's an issue. About half of parents expect to take on debt to cover back to school shopping this year, up from 34% in 2024. According to a survey of parents with kids under 18 conducted this summer by Intuit Credit Karma, 1 in 5 parents say they also feel pressure to keep up with what other parents are buying their kids. There's a really strong actual cost, but also emotional cost to having to make really impossible choices about caring for yourself and caring for your family in order to bear the cost of tariffs in a war that seems impossible to explain why we're involved in it. It is weighing particularly heavily on mothers. So, we're not shopping at Target, but a July trip to Target to get everything on her list. Among the items, 2 packs of wired headphones. They need headphones now, don't know if you know it. Band-Aids, 8 folders, and 4 composition notebooks cost about $230. What kind of headphones were you buying? Bitch, what kind of headphones were you buying? I will say that. I will judge that a little bit. But the cost has increased. I know. I have 2 kids in school. We had to pay for the school supplies. It's not cheap. Okay. So we're going to backtrack a little bit, but this is still education. We talked about the fact that within DHS, they have already put out a contract in payment to use shock gloves to detain people. Thank you for calling the stream. Can I get your age, state, and who you voted for?
Hi, Andrew, New York, 31.
Who'd you vote for, Andrew?
Well, I voted for Trump against Hillary. I didn't vote for anybody when Trump went against Biden, and then I voted for Trump against Kamala.
Okay. What'd you call in about today?
Well, I just like to get a sense of why the Democratic Party has such a sense of moral superiority.
Oh, do they? I don't know. I'm not a Democrat. I wouldn't know. They might. You're probably right. Some of them do.
Who'd you vote for?
I voted for Kamala Harris. But I'm a registered independent.
Right, but you voted for Democrats.
Oh, what was my other option?
Same with me. What was my other option?
Oh, well, you could have voted for progression instead of regression in the United States of America, but you chose not to.
Well, I'd rather vote for Democrats rather than progressives.
Why?
Oh, because of all the lunacy that's going on with the progressive movement right now.
What progressive
I mean,
movement?
they think men are
Progressive
women.
is a broad term. No, nobody thinks men are women. Nobody thinks that. They think women are women.
Oh, they sure do.
No, we
yeah,
think
I
men
mean,
are
we have
women.
the WNBA right now trying to define what women are.
They already have women are women, and that's up to the sports organizations to decide how they want to handle trans people. But
we both
women are
know
women.
we both know the progressives are a group that do not hold men as women.
Yeah, because men aren't women. I am a progressive who do not hold men as women because men are not women. What's the difference between sex and gender?
What's the difference between sex and gender? I'm not smart enough to know that.
Cool,
I know
so then-
men are men and women are women
I
by
agree.
you know
Men are men and-
biology.
Oh,
I've
no. So
taken
let's talk
you know
about
high school
biology.
biology classes.
That's sex. That's the difference. You're talking about biological phenotypes and genotypes. That's going to be sex. If you're talking about gender, that is a psychosocial schema. See, I know you're not smart enough to know the difference, and yet here you are talking about something you're not smart enough to talk about.
No, but I mean, is there not a group of people in this country and all over the world that are trying to say men are women?
No.
Is that false?
That is false. Literally, no. Progressives are saying
Okay.
progressives are saying that
Okay,
trans
so,
women are
I
women.
mean, you know, Mom was right. You cannot argue with fools.
Cool. All that progressives are saying is that trans women are women. Nobody is saying that men are women.
This is crazy. So now we're gonna call a mental illness. We're
Show
gonna
me
say that
where
you know.
it is defined as a mental illness in the DSM-5.
How is that not a mental illness?
It's
How
not
is
defined
body
as such.
dysmorphia or whatever the fuck
That's
they
co-
call it? How is that not
uh,
a mental illness?
Body dysmorphia is not what you're talking about. You don't even have the right term because body dysmorphia can be felt regardless of your gender.
All right, well.
I know. It's tough when you don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
Cannot argue with a fool. I mean, this is
I know.
is stuff
I can't.
that's
I
not
can't
based
argue
in
with the
reality.
fool on the phone who doesn't know the difference between sex and gender and who
This
doesn't
is
know what the
stuff that is
DSM-5
not based in reality
Doesn't know.
here.
It is based. I could talk about the reality of it with you, but you have not read enough to talk about the reality of it.
Oh, all right. So now you're forcing me to read stuff to.
I'm not forcing you to do anything. I'm asking you to either read up on it or stop speaking on it.
Well,
That's
this
a
is what the
request.
progressives want. They want
For
to,
you to read?
make a whole bunch of litigation
We want you to read?
and literature
Oh, no,
that goes
read.
into stuff that's not reality.
Oh, no,
this
read.
isn't reality. This is another 80-20 issue.
Only because you guys don't understand it. That's fine. Nobody's running on that
Oh,
platform.
because we don't understand it.
You don't understand
That's what
it.
it is.
Nobody's
How about
running-
you guys are making up bullshit?
Nope, incorrect.
How about that?
No, we are citing psychological studies. We are citing doctors, the American Academy for Pediatrics.
Well, there's your moral superiority right there.
Just because
I
I'm
mean,
smarter than you,
know
that's
what I
fine.
mean?
But can you give me a
Yeah,
Democratic
right.
candidate?
You think you have a moral
I
superiority
do.
because you make these crazy fucking literature things
No,
that go into
actually,
politics.
No, that's wrong.
And you
No.
have a lot of
Hold on, I'll define it. No, I'll define my moral
100%.
superiority. Can you let me define it? My moral
100%.
superiority. Stop. My moral superiority is not based off of literature. My moral superiority is that I just let people be people.
So you do have a moral superiority.
Yeah, no, I totally do. But I'm not a registered
Like the
Democrat. Can you give
1860s
me
Democrat.
a candidate? Can you give me a Democratic candidate who's running on a platform of men can be women?
Democratic candidate? No, I can't give you anything.
Cool. So you made it up.
No, I didn't
So
make
it's not
anything
within the
up. I
party.
just don't fucking.
Because the thing is you guys are the ones making it an issue. Did you notice that was the first thing you talked about? We could be talking about Republican
How
policy.
are we making this an
could,
issue?
You
How-
brought
how-
it up.
how is any
I
other
haven't-
group
you
making
brought
this
it
an
up.
issue
You
besides the
brought it up.
progressives?
We could have been talking about how Republican policy is not beneficial for the American people, and you could have shown me with statistics how it is beneficial for the American people. And the first thing that
Well, I
you
don't think the
chose to bring
progressive
up,
policies
the
are
first thing
beneficial
you
to the
chose,
American people.
sure, let's talk about it. But the first thing you chose to bring up was trans people. That was your choice. I didn't bring them up.
Well, that was just the most notable.
Because it's in your head at all times. I don't know why. It's the obsession is wild to me.
Well, it's all over fucking the news every day.
It's literally not. I literally run
we
a
just
news
saw
show.
this with the WNBA. They just
No,
kicked
we
a
didn't.
man out for
No, we
supporting
didn't.
women.
No,
they
we
kicked
didn't.
a man out of a
Nope.
WNBA game for supporting women.
He's not supporting women. He is proving
Oh,
that
no?
men do men shit. He's proving that men cannot be
Men
women. He
do
proved the
men
point.
shit.
He
No,
proved
he's
the
making
point.
a
He
point
proved
that-
my point. He proved my point
He's
that
making
men
a point
cannot
that
be
the-
women. He proved that men cannot be women because he has not gone
He's-
through the proper medical
Correct.
things
He
to be able to
proves
do
men
so
cannot
through the
be women.
WNBA.
Hence why he's making the WNBA define what a woman is.
Cool. Good for them. I don't care. Why do I care about sports? I don't give a fuck. I don't care about sports.
Oh, okay. All right.
If
Fine. You don't care about sports.
I don't. The Olympic Committee and the NCAA have made their stipulations in regards to what is medically allowed for certain races.
Why
or
did they
just
do
outright.
that? Why have they made that stance now?
Why? Because trans people exist.
Because we had a men swimming against women in the NCAA.
No, you didn't. You had a woman
Craziness.
swimming against women. What was her name?
Oh man, here
What
we
was her
go.
name? You guys
Here
don't
we
know
go.
these things. You had a woman swimming against a woman in the NCAA. What was her name?
Leah Thomas was a woman.
Cool. Yep.
We're
Leah
gonna
Thomas
go.
is
We're
a
gonna
woman.
go over
What
that
did Leah
assertion
Thomas
now.
dominate in? That was a concern for you all.
She was winning every category.
Oh, really? Can you show me where she won every category? Did Leah
No, this was a couple
Thomas
years ago.
win every?
She-
I know category.
Oh
of
yeah,
race.
she would make the podium in every category. Yeah.
Really?
But what
Did
does that
Leah
matter?
Thomas-
Even if the guy was horrible, he's mentally ill. He
Did
tried to
Leah
swim
Thomas-
against women in.
I'm gonna put you on hold. Did Leah Thomas win every category of race? No. Leah, sometimes spelled Leah Thomas, so I spelled her name wrong, excuse me, did not win every race or category that she entered. She won the 500-yard freestyle, and she tied for 5th place, which is why Riley Gaines, I know he hung up because I put him on hold, is where Riley Gaines is crying her eyeballs out. I love you, Saros, but I'm not talking about sports. I could give a fuck. Tied for 5th place, and she finished in 8th place in the 100-yard freestyle. Cry harder, bitches. I'm sorry, it's small. Tied for 5th. Nobody is saying that men can be women. We are saying that women are women, including Leah Thomas. You don't know the difference between sex and gender. It's 80-20 only because you guys don't stop talking about it. I would like to get to talking about our education system and how Oklahoma was, and I say was because we have an update to this story, was using shock gloves on students. Let's talk about that instead. Get off of your fucking Pornhub search.
Resource officers in
It's giving mono audio, so it is in this ear, okay? Just so you know.
29 local public schools have access to gloves that can be used to shock people. These are the same gloves that ICE is considering purchasing for its agents. I'm your Omaha neighborhood reporter, Jeremy Fredericks, at OPD's Southwest Precinct near 135th and Q, and I've learned that school resource officers have used these gloves in at least 2 incidents. Take a look at this video posted on Compliant Technology's YouTube page. It shows a demonstration of the gloves being used on people.
Give me your hands. Give me your hands.
According to its website, OPD has school resource officers, or SROs, at 34 schools in the Omaha, Westside, Millard, and Elkhorn public school districts. On Friday, a spokesperson for OPD confirms that the gloves have been delivered to SROs at 29 of the 34 schools, with plans to train officers at the
Still kicking. We don't do transphobia here. If you're going to address and argue about Leah Thomas, you're going to talk about her with her proper gender. Because again, you guys don't understand gender. So no, we're not going to do that.
other 5 schools.
I'm going to apply the glove. Put your arm out to the side. Last warning.
No. Omaha police officer Jason Civitano trains the SROs on how to use the glove. During a Friday afternoon press conference, he gave a demonstration on how it works. Civitano tells me that the glove was used by SROs twice, in both cases on students.
The officer was trying to get this individual away from the school to leave. The commands were given. There was a refusal. It was a quick touch with the glove, and then the officer was able to secure that individual. The other one, I believe, was in a high school, and again, non-compliance, and so the officer chose in this situation to utilize the glove. No reported injuries.
I asked why these gloves are being used in schools, but not in the general public.
I think because of...
Well, no, but we shouldn't be using them. How do you use a glove against a shooter? They have a gun. Don't use them on students. That would be the thing.
The low level of force. Plain and simple. I don't have taser barbs. I'm not going to...
No, but the voltage on those gloves, if the child has some sort of pre-existing medical condition, you could still end up killing that child. It's possible.
Spray pepper spray where there's a lot of aftercare. This,
oh yeah, they'd have me
as you
fucked up
saw,
West Phoenix.
has lesser effects than each of those areas.
Bagley. Mr. President.
Yes.
Motion passed 7-0.
Last June, the Omaha City Council approved OPD purchasing 40 pairs of the gloves. According to city documents, OPD said that it was making the purchase to give SROs, quote, another use of force option with the goal of de-escalating and preventing use of force situations. At OPD's Southwest Precinct, I'm Jeremy Fredericks, your Omaha neighborhood reporter.
Cool. But there was obviously backlash because they changed their mind on that. Let's see if I can get this slow because NBC be giving me a hard time sometimes. Okay. So that was here we go. Nebraska's largest school district asks police to stop using electric shock gloves on students. It also forces resistance so they can use it as an excuse for escalation. Right, because your body's going to seize and it's going to feel like you're resisting. That's absolutely true. Omaha police agreed this week to stop carrying gloves that can deliver electric shocks to students in the halls of Nebraska's largest public school district. The Omaha mayor and police chief said in a joint statement Monday that the gloves were used twice in the last school year, including in a program for students with learning deficits. Jesus Christ. We believe it is the safest use of force option in the rare times when it is used, the statement said. Then came community pushback and a request from the Omaha Superintendent Matthew Ray that the police working in the schools known as school resource officers stop using the gloves. Late Tuesday, Omaha police agreed, saying they will adhere to that request. The decision affecting most Omaha middle and high schools came after the Associated Press first revealed Immigration and Customs Enforcement's plans to give the officers the gloves, which are known as gloves or generated low output voltage emitters. transmitters. The devices have also been used in recent years by some jails. However, the suburban Bellevue Police Department that patrols 2 Omaha schools and the large Bellevue district said its officers will continue carrying the gloves. 3 other large school districts in the metro area that have Omaha school resource officers assigned to their buildings have not taken action to stop police from using the devices. So the police department can carry the gloves. I still would disagree, but not for the schools. The AP left messages seeking comment Thursday from the Millard, Elkhorn, and Westside districts that are also patrolled by Omaha officers. Bellevue Schools spokeswoman Amanda Oliver said the district has a great relationship with Bellevue Police and doesn't see a need to alter anything. We've got a great communication and dialogue that we have with them consistently, and so for us right now, no changes are being made, Oliver said. Ray said in a school board meeting Monday and in a letter to the public schools community that he'd only learned about the gloves the previous week. But local television station KETV found emails from 2023 when Omaha Police notified the districts that the department planned to equip officers with the gloves. And then an official with the Omaha district said they were already familiar with them because Bellevue Police had them at 2 Omaha schools. Students in all the Omaha area districts have gone back to class over the past 2 weeks. The Omaha Police Department held a news conference last week in which an officer demonstrated the gloves to show how they can help an officer quickly get control of someone who is refusing commands. Omaha Police used the gloves twice during the 2025-2026 school year, and Bellevue Police have also used them twice in previous years. Residents and school board members speak out against the gloves. At last week's school board meeting, about 30 people spoke out against police using the gloves. Residents and board members alike said they were appalled at the practice. No one spoke in favor of it. I can't imagine walking down the hallway and seeing a peer of mine being electrocuted in a place that is supposed to be safe space for students, said Nora Wessel, a senior at Omaha Central High School. Yet this is now a very real possibility. These are adults we are supposed to be able to trust, but these weapons create a barrier for our students to turn to resource officers when needed. Ken Trump, president of the consulting firm National School Safety and Security Services, said before schools allow police to bring in technology like shock gloves, there should be careful discussion of questions like how school resource officers will respond to students with disabilities or special medical needs, how parents will be informed, and under what circumstances the glove can be used. Less than lethal doesn't mean low risk. Ray said the district recognized longstanding relationships with law enforcement partners and the important role school resource officers have in promoting school safety. Continued use of the gloves would be counterproductive to our work together. Mayor John Ewing Jr., who helped oversee creating the school resource officer program when he was on the police force, said the department has honored the school district's decision to opt out. The Omaha Police Department said officers will continue to carry tasers, batons, OC spray, and firearms. I would say that you should change this, that schools need to opt in. Why do you need to opt out? Make it so that schools have to opt in. That's insane. Most school resource officers were trained to use the gloves. I don't fucking care. Most of the Omaha Police Department's 34 school resource officers have been trained and were allowed to use the gloves. The mayor said, "We believe it is the safest use of force option in the rare times when it is used." In 2025, Omaha Police agreed to pay Compliant Technologies LLC, which manufactures the gloves, about $66,000 for 40 gloves, according to the contract. I don't care. In the 2025-2026 school year, an Omaha officer used the glove in one case to stop a high school student from another school from trying to escape after fighting with a security guard, according to the statement. In a second case, the glove was used on a student at the Omaha District's Integrated Learning Center for Special Education Students. Police said that student made verbal threats and threw a chair at a school security guard, striking the guard in the head. The student also punched the guard in the head, according to the statement. Yet they're in special education courses. Oh my God, you fucking people do not understand anything. Fucking conservatives. Bellevue Police didn't immediately have details about when its officers have used the gloves. Clary said the devices have been an extremely effective tool that sometimes makes students cooperate on site even without shocking a student. Yeah, that's fair. Omaha Public Schools is the largest district in Nebraska and serves more than 50,000 students, according to its website. The other districts in the metro area are also among the biggest in the state. You guys just like a police state. You guys just want a police state with our fucking kids. Woo! And now school districts are walking it back. That they're a fucking child. A child. But it's fine because we know who is running the country and who is running the Department of Education. So this is McMahon with Dana Bash being asked about teaching trades skills, which, by the way, I don't have any problem. Isn't that like $1,500 a pair? $60,000 for 40? You would have to do the math because I'm really bad at math. We all know that about me. But probably. Wild. It's just the fact that it's an opt-out program. It should be an opt-in program for the SROs. Like, I get it. Your police department carries them en masse. Okay, fine. But the SROs that you are sending to the schools, the school district should have had an opt-in, not an opt-out. That's ridiculous to me. So to be clear, I am for teaching trade skills in school. I have no problem with that. What I would have a problem with is going to be teaching it in elementary school, because I don't see how that would be a benefit, because they have other things they need to be learning.
Ask you about another move that you are pushing, and you're not the only one. The whole question of whether or not it's the right thing to push all students to college, or whether it's better
$16.50 a pair. Thank you, Justin.
For some people to attend a trade school like plumbing, electrical work, HVAC, which you can get a job that pays very, very well. But one of the things that it seems is happening is that there is kind of a push to start students on a track as early as elementary school.
Mm-hmm.
Is that too early?
I don't think so, because I think what we can do is look at students. What are their interests? How do we direct them down a pathway that they're going to have an interest, in school? And I believe that children need a well-rounded education, but I think we have focused too long for just that path to a four-year university.
In elementary school? Listen, my children are in elementary school. I'm not teaching them how to get their little hands into the machines for the mines, okay? Like, this isn't, the children yearn for the mines. You're supposed to be teaching them about cognitive abilities. They're learning how to critically think. What, like, yeah, you can show them. Let's say you have a kid who's like, I'm really into cars. And you're like, well, there are, mechanic opportunities as you get older. And hopefully we can get you into a high school where they have that kind of thing. We used to have shop when I was growing up. All those things got defunded. But we had shop and the garage where the fucking mechanics worked. Like, we had that. But yeah, but exactly, Trisha. Can we teach them to read before we teach them how to fix piping? Like, all it is trying to build children that are just meant to be cogs in the capitalist machine for exploitation of labor. That's all they're trying to do.
And sometimes we ignore what the actual skill sets of those students are. And so as I have looked at middle schools, and I've been to community colleges, and I look at the combinations and how these community colleges are working with middle schools. They have dual credits, middle schools and high schools for skilled trades. We are
okay, but she asked about elementary. Let's go there.
Really making great advances to get our skilled workforce ready to go.
Which makes sense. I mean, middle school, that's maybe debatable, but elementary school, should there just be a focus on basic critical thinking, and perhaps some of the specific training and the path should be later in a child's schooling?
Well, I don't think they're mutually exclusive. I think you can have some introduction of skilled, skilled trades in elementary school, but everything is.
How are you going to have kids start working on fucking electrical boxes? Like, what the fuck? What do you mean? Elementary kids don't even have a concrete answer to what do you want to be when you grow up. Right.
You can't direct it from Washington, D.C. How does each school work? What are the needs of that community?
Right, which is why you don't. You don't do that. I'm glad that you don't understand what the Department of Education is supposed to do. You are supposed to subsidize funding for these programs, and your job is to oversee that the states put them out correctly. That's your job. Because, yeah, the states have different needs. The school districts in those states have different needs.
Parents interacting, with teachers. And I think that is so critical as to what community needs. And that's why we really want to return education to the states.
That's not, that's bad, because we already know that your dumbass red states are just going to stay dumbasses because you guys don't actually fund what you need to fund. So Donald Trump, unfortunately we have to do this. Donald Trump had this weird comb over, and he came out and said some bullshit about what teachers are doing to your kids in school. None of it's true. He has no evidence for it, but we have to watch him do it with his weird comb over that he had.
They stopped it. Every
He's balding, let's just be honest.
Public school in America is now on notice that if they tell a child that they're trapped in the wrong body, they are committing child abuse.
No teachers are doing that. I just want to be 100% crystal clear that no teachers are doing that. Thank you, Justin. You said possible correction. The article says it was $66,000 for 40 gloves, i.e. individually costing $1,650 for each. They might be referring to a by the pair cost as an understood detail. Yeah, that's fair. So that not even a color match. Never a color match. No teachers were doing this. That's not something that was happening. No, teachers in major cities are not doing it. You would have to prove that, K-Bot.
And as we remove the far left extremism from the
Sure. So K-Bot, I have a number on the screen. I don't really have time for another call, but you can text a link to that number with the videos of this happening. I would love to see them. I can do an update later this week.
classroom, we're taking historic action to ensure that every child in America has access to a first-class education. We stopped.
I just want everybody to know that I will never receive that link. That will never happen. I will never see proof that teachers are telling children they were trapped in the wrong body. But McMahon doubles down on this, saying this. I don't even know how to describe it. You guys are off your fucking rocker.
After the Biden administration allowed schools to secretly transition students without President's knowledge.
Name me one fucking case. Name me one. Name me one fucking case where a school transed a child without the parent's knowledge under the Biden administration. He literally didn't tell the truth at all, Tom. There's footage of a father showing up to an after-school program of a transgender and drag queens dancing in front of children singing a song that they're in the wrong body. Send me the link to that footage, K-Bot. I have the number. It's up there on the screen. Send the link to that footage. I would like to see it. There has been zero cases of a school transitioning a child without the parents' express permission under the Biden administration. She just lied.
Parents' knowledge. President Trump is defending.
Cool. If there are students filming this, send me the link, because obviously you're finding it somewhere. TikTok, YouTube, Threads, Bluesky. Show me a link, because I call cap.
Parental rights like never before.
It's all on YouTube. No, you find it. It was your claim. You find it and you send it to me. You can link it in the comments of my videos. You can send it to the call line here. That's even better, actually. Since you're on YouTube, K-Bot, go to any of my videos or this one, which will automatically upload as soon as we are done, and comment the direct YouTube link to what you're talking about. I will do an update on it. I have no problem doing that. I'm not doing your homework, though. You look it up because you believe it.
4.
So that never happened. Things that never happened for 500, Alex. Never fucking happened. But moving on, we have Ben Carson. Does he have a position within the Trump administration still? It's obviously not HUD. But let's see, what is he? He's serving as the National Nutrition Advisor. Okay, that's why he's talking about food. So we're going to move to Ben Carson before we get out of here. I'm going to go overtime a little bit just to play these last 2 clips of Ben Carson. Ben Carson is the National Nutrition Advisor for the Department of Agriculture, okay, for the USDA. Remember, he is a neurosurgeon. His doctorate is in neurosurgery. He is not a nutritionist at all. He is a neurosurgeon. And here he is talking about good foods for students in schools, which I would not disagree with. You guys did when Michelle Obama tried to do it, but that, that's a separate issue. But talking about what Secretary Rollins is trying to do about good food grown from the ground. Listen, good food grown from the ground. Please listen to his examples. Trisha.
I remember not too many months ago, Secretary Rollins and I went to a school and we were giving the children whole milk. They were just so amazed. They said, I didn't know milk could taste this good. And what if we introduced them to food fresh from the ground?
Okay.
Teaching them, making these relationships with the farmers so they learn about the soil, they learn about irrigation, they learn about the effect that has on the crop. They get an opportunity to eat a tomato fresh off the vine. Cool. It's a different food than you get in the store, quite frankly.
Now, that's true. I would agree with you. But the only thing I would say is it's different than the food you get from the store. The tomatoes are still grown in the ground. And actually, tomatoes aren't grown in the ground. We're going to start here. It gets more ridiculous. I promise you it gets more ridiculous. The tomato plant grows in the ground, but it's a vine. It's actually a vine, and also, yeah, you can have it in a pot. That's true, surgeon. It doesn't taste the same, but it's also still grown the same way.
Fresh sweet corn.
Fresh sweet corn from the ground. Okay, we're in Colorado. We know we love that corn.
And hot dogs.
What? I'm sorry. What?
Relationships with the farmers so they learn about the soil, they learn about irrigation, they learn about the effect that has on the crop. They get an opportunity to eat a tomato fresh off the vine. It's a different food than you get in the store, quite frankly. Fresh sweet corn and hot dogs.
Hot dogs from the ground, guys.
He's talking about these, like, teaching kids about this stuff like it's something new. The USDA used to have grants where you could have a garden in the school, and they canceled those grants. And then the National School Lunch Program used to provide, like, stipends for local farms to provide produce directly to the school district in their area. And they also canceled that, so...
The hot dog tree.
We get our hot dogs on bushes.
Hot dog bushes. Thanks, babe. My little gardener. That's my little gardener. I don't even know what to do with that. But I have one more clip from Ben Carson, then we'll get out of here. And the reason why this administration wants healthy people and healthy children to become healthy adults, there's a reason, and it has nothing to do with actually caring about their health and their well-being and being able to live a happy life. And it's all about being a cog in the machine or a cog in the military machine, either one.
And if they are given the right nutrition and the right exercise and water, hydration, it makes a tremendous difference, not only in terms of their physical stature, but in terms of their mental abilities, which comes all the way back to our national defense. Because if we have healthy people, we're going to have much more capable people of defending ourselves.
I love that they had to force the clap. Yeah, totally. That's what we want. We want our children to be healthy like a crop. We're just going to raise them so that they can be cannon fodder for the military. Cool. Glad we care about our kids so much. Pro-life who? Pro-life where? Not you. K-Bot, by the way, I see that my mods and other friendlies in the YouTube chat are on your ass about your source. I'm still asking you to text it to this number. I do not have a text. Or to put it in the comment of a video of mine where you have all this proof that a teacher, remember the specific claim you made, a teacher was caught telling children that they are in the wrong body, because that was your claim, is that teachers in big cities are doing this. I would like to see that. I will ask you for it every single day I see you in my chat until I get it or until you concede. And I am a petty, grudge-holding bitch. I promise you. And then I see how you twisted it to saying that, what did you change it to? To school board meetings where parents were saying this. So the parents are saying it. Do the parents have any proof? I love how you pretzeled and twisted. Baby doll, get the trans dick out of your mouth. I don't know what to tell you about that. It's weird. Your Pornhub history is not my business, but I don't care. All right, on that note, we are going to get out of here. Who do we have to rate over here on TikTok? Let me get rid of myself real quick. Also, this event was for a proposed rule that hasn't even been published yet. Yeah, I don't. They're just sick. I don't know what's wrong with them. Don't know that I have anybody. If TikTok, if you want to find somebody, I'm going to look over here on YouTube and Twitch where to send you guys out because I'm hungry. I want to eat. Yep, I'm going to send you guys to RTP. That's what I'm going to do. Well, TikTok, you can, I guess. By the way, friends, we are going, Ari, Mermaid Ari. So if you're on YouTube, if you're on Twitch, Mermaid Ari, okay? Mermaid Ari 0, is going to be doing a deep dive tonight. I will be there. Who else do we have? Who else is coming to that? Let me. I know. In my head, I know. Yes. Okay. So you've got Ari, me, Mia, Queen, and I don't know that we're sure on the other one. So I will leave that to the surprise. But come join tonight. That should be 5 my time, 5 o'clock Mountain Time. We're going to do a deep dive tonight on the Texas race. The Texas Senate race is what we are going to do. Yeah, do a Ben Carson Glizzy raid. Do that. 6 p.m. Central. That's 5 my time. I was right? Don't do that to me. So come watch me on with Ari tonight on a deep dive. We appreciate it so much. I will see you guys tomorrow, I guess. Yeah, just go rate RTP on all platforms. I don't really care. That's fine. And he doesn't need my help, but we do it anyway. The reason I do it on Twitch and YouTube is because you guys desperately need the information on YouTube because you guys are very, very, very unwell. But YouTube and Twitch, I will see you tomorrow, 9 a.m. Mountain Time, whatever time that is for you. And I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day.